Sure.
Is it ready? Let me know when it's ready.
Preparing live stream. I don't know. I feel weird now. Okay. I don't like it. If I'm not gonna be able to hear you guys out of it, okay, it feels muffled. We're live.
Okay. Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Willpower and Tony Snap. We're together for the first time. We got Will in here from Philadelphia, so so we want to give him a big thank you for flying out and coming to the show. How was your flight out here, dude?
It was all right. I slept for most of it. It was a 6.5 hour flight. I slept for like 4 hours of it.
I can't do that.
Yeah, well, I worked that morning, and you guys know I work at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So by the time I was like on the plane, yeah, exactly. It was Mimi time for me.
Well, glad you're out here, man, in California. We're not in Pennsylvania. We're actually here in the Cali. That's how you guys call it out there, right? Cali.
Yeah, they call it Cali.
They do, because we're Californians. Tony, how's it going, man? Everything good with you?
Yeah, everything's good. I call it Cali too.
Oh, you do?
I don't know, guys. Sorry.
Well, we're gonna go over some the top 5 players of the week in fantasy baseball and the worst 5 players, and we're gonna talk a little bit about of the Dodgers and Padres. Do you guys think that's a big rivalry? Or is it gonna become a big rivalry? What are your thoughts about it?
I still don't. I don't know what the Padres have planned for the future. They got rid of a lot of their prospects,
Oh, yeah, they
you
did.
know, and which is great for the next 3 years because they got Darvish and they got Snell out of it. And, you know, they also did a really great trade in trading James Shields for Tatis, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
that's true.
that was huge for them. And getting Darvish and getting Snell, like that was huge also. But they lost a lot of good players that are supposed to come up within the next couple of years. So once these guys are gone, once Darvish is gone, once Snell is gone, you know, I don't know what starting pitching they really have in their farm system. I know a lot of, you know, Dodgers farm, but I don't really know a lot of Padres farm unless they're in the top 100. And I know that they still have top 100 players in their farm system, but they got rid of a lot.
Yeah.
So after Darvish and Snell become free agents, unless they re-sign them, they're just going to have to start all over again.
Yeah.
They're not the best at drafting. They're not the best at scouting. They're not the best at developing. Yeah, so I still think that the rivalry is going to be the Dodgers and Giants. I don't see the Padres as a big future rival. You know, I see them as a rival right now.
Yeah.
Like especially after Tatis was looking at Will Smith's fingers when Trevor or Austin Powers.
Was he really looking at his
I saw it. I saw it.
It was more like a
eyes.
sneak peek, like not really. It was after the sign. That's what I saw.
It was after the sign.
Yeah.
But he did see that, I think it was Austin Barnes, that Austin Barnes started setting up on the outside of the plate. So he knew it was going to be an outside pitch, which he probably knew it was going to be an outside pitch already anyway.
Kind of cheats like that though every now and then.
But that's acceptable. I
Especially-
think,
yeah,
that's
come
not
on,
something that's not right.
I mean, just to be blatant about it, be like, okay, now, you know.
Well,
I
it's
think
it's
a
like
little-
a it's
little like that.
it's one of those unwritten rules,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do it, but people do it anyway.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a few years ago when Muncy was on second base and he was kind of looking at the signs from the catcher and from the pitcher, and he was relaying it to, I don't remember who it was that he was relaying it to, the batter. But you know, stealing signs is a part of the game, which, you know, like you said, everyone's done it.
Yeah.
It's just certain teams have done it in the wrong way where you actually could get in trouble for it. And I mean, I can't blame Tatis. He's a great player. He's doing a hell of a lot better than I thought he would. I really was down on this guy.
Mhm.
He wasn't doing that well in the beginning of the season,
I don't
right?
think so.
Not like he is now, but he had 5 home runs against the Dodgers.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? You know how we've been talking about the T's and being like, he's not going to be the greatest, not yet, until he finishes his whole season. And if he finishes his whole season, I think we're going to be a little bit more like, yeah, he is good. But the thing that makes it kind of crazy to me right now is that injury, that shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Was he faking it? Was he just like one of those being like, I've been playing baseball all this time, because he was playing in the Dominican Republic. Remember that? So
No time off.
yeah, no time off. So he kept playing, which is good for a baseball player, but a body takes a toll on it. We've been talking about how old we are and getting off the bed and stuff like that, and we don't exercise on a regular and on every day pretty
Like
much.
these guys.
So these guys play baseball every day. So it might have been something where like he felt a little tweak and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna use this so I can take that rest. I need that rest. So I'll just kind of fake it out and be like, I'll go ahead and
It's like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
What the Dodgers do with their pitchers.
yeah, the arm fatigue thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They say they have arm fatigue. They put them on the side for 10 days, IL, and then they come back. Like Tatis was on it, dude. He was swinging the bat. He wasn't letting go like he was before. That aggressive bat swing he has, it's just like, it's amazing to me. But he was kind of like just, letting go, and that's what got his shoulder hurt. So now he's holding the bat and he's swinging all the way.
He's swinging with two hands. He
two
doesn't let
hands.
go. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he goes ahead and lets that hand go, then it's gonna be kind of crazy to where is this guy really like hurt? If he's not hurt, then that's gonna be a big problem.
Now, do you think if this was a playoff situation that he still would have went out? Or do you think he would have actually just pushed through it like Bellinger did last season? Remember Bellinger when he did the arm thing with Kike?
Exactly, and that's what I was going to get to. I think I honestly think in playoffs, everybody's man strength comes out.
Gotta love that man strength.
I think to be honest, I think if I was hurt and or my voice was hurting and we were doing this podcast in the World Series, guess what? I'm gonna do it. And I don't care if I don't sound all that great.
You learn sign language real quick.
You go ahead and do it. So as a baseball player, that adrenaline kicks in. So you think Bellinger was like hurt after that? Hell no. I think it hurt for a while and then they popped it back in and he played again.
But then he ended up needing surgery.
He did.
So he did get surgery
Tatis
after.
needs surgery too. He needs surgery. If that's a real injury, he's gonna need surgery, and that's gonna be a big issue. I guess a 3-run bomb by Will Smith.
Oh,
so,
my boy.
The Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
So we're watching the Dodger game as we're recording. We're all together today, so we're enjoying our conversation and watching the game. For those of you that don't know what's going on, and if you guys have a question, just let us know. We have Polar behind the scenes. I want to give a big shout out to Polar. He's helping us out behind the scenes, and he's going to read off some questions, and we have the gurus here to answer it for you guys. So don't be shy.
Oh, I
And,
didn't know we had questions today too.
Yeah, we have questions. So Tony, what's up, man? What do you think of the Padre Dodger so-called rivalry?
I think the Dodgers have always had a friendly rivalry with the Padres and the Angels.
Yeah. See, and that's exactly how I see it. Like
yeah.
the same rivalry we have with the Angels.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like a lot of maybe Padre fans feel like it's a rivalry a lot more intense than we do. Maybe they feel like that how we feel about the Giants. Because with the Giants, whether they're bad or not, we want to beat.
We have to beat them.
Yeah, we got to win.
And that's how they feel about us too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's mutual.
I feel like Dodger fans haven't gotten to the point where they feel that same kind of animosity, I guess, or hate towards the Padres, because they've really been maybe like a second tier, third tier team.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe their second season that they've already been kind of like contenders.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I mean, it's better. Baseball's better for it. As fans,
I agree.
It's exciting. I like watching it. Just this past weekend, me and Polar Bear, we had this. We were playing on our fantasy league, and the whole time I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win. But then Gabriel reminded me that Tatis is still up there, and I don't know, man. He me echó la sal a los tacos or something. He just Tatis went off. And Polar Bear ended up tying the
I left 2 pitches out, bro.
Yeah,
He left 2 pitchers out.
He beat himself.
Which pitchers? Which pitchers?
He had your.
Urias and Yarbrough.
Yeah.
So he left Urias and
Really?
Yarbrough.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Yeah.
5, Urias, 18 Yarbrough.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Damn.
we ended up tying. So
You would have won.
definitely
Wow.
by a long shot.
Even just one or the other, you would have won. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tie in a points league.
Yeah.
That
When
Yeah,
I
because
looked at
the
it,
incredible.
point spread is so huge. It's
I mean,
not
you figure
something that-
you're scoring like 200 points in the week,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have teams that are scoring 350, 400 points in a week, and then other teams are scoring like 230, 230.
Yes.
Mr. Guy over here.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Me?
Carlos is the guy to beat, I think.
Yeah,
I think
seriously.
Carlos is
I
the
don't
guy
think
to
so,
beat.
In
man.
both leagues, man.
I think I didn't do a good draft, but I think I picked up some good pieces on my team. So yeah.
We'll
Well, I've
see.
been listening to you guys, man. What the hell?
And you know what? You have, because I know I noticed on your team on Yahoo looks very similar to my team on ESPN. Very similar. I'm
Yeah.
just like, wait a minute.
Dude, you guys think you guys aren't giving good points? You are. Like, honestly, I listen. Like, you guys argue about it all the time. So I'm listening. While I'm listening and asking questions, I'm taking notes. Like, why wouldn't I take notes? But yeah, it's a fun game. Why not do it? But the Tatis thing, so you have a question. So Polar's gonna open up with the questions, and I'll go ahead and repeat it.
Rate my match for the week.
Oh,
What should I do?
okay. So Polar's asking if we can rate his match. I think what I guess Tony, what's he gonna do? He's gonna pull up the roster right now.
First
Go ahead.
thing, Polar Bear, I'm just gonna go off the bat and put you on blast.
Any questions so far?
I've been telling
Any
Polar Bear
questions?
to make these moves for a long time. And
Oh, you're facing me.
oh
damn.
Oh, put it on the spot.
And I'm leading by 97 points, by the way.
Ooh, already on Tuesday?
Or 87 points.
on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday? Call me back on a Wednesday.
Oh my goodness.
Let me sleep through
Let's
Friday.
see. 145 to 53. Yeah, that's a pretty significant.
But I mean, it's still early. We got a bunch of pitchers still going. Pitchers can score 20 to 30 points if they hit a no hitter, which we've seen multiple times in the past couple seasons. You know, it's not unheard of anymore. It seems like a couple years ago, a no hitter was like, oh my God, he got a no hitter. No way. That's incredible. And then now we have 4 in the past 2 seasons, and we're only a month into the season.
Yeah. It's crazy, like how we, you know, when you look at your team and you're like, this pitcher is gonna throw good, and then like Giolito, dude, I have him on my roster, and he had negative 17 points.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
That's bad.
But I still won that week. The reason was because he had a second start on a Sunday, so it was a 2-start.
It balanced out.
Yeah, it balanced out. But still, that negative 17. Oh my God!
And that's what I'm hoping for from Scherzer, because I have Scherzer in this league, and. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have Scherzer in a different league. Never mind. So thank God.
I have Scherzer in this one.
No questions yet?
So
Nothing?
No, well, Oscar Mora says all 3 of you look awesome, professional together.
Oscar,
thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We just saw your
I
message.
even got the Real Talk Baseball hoodie on.
Yeah.
don't forget the mug, guys.
You guys selling that or what? It sounded like a commercial.
I got my tattoo appointment next week.
Oh, for real? Damn. I was like, what? This is real? Damn. What if we decide to cancel the show?
Real Talk Baseball for life.
Don't matter.
Oh, man. For those of you guys are joining, if there's someone joining right now, we're the Fantasy Baseball Podcast. We have Will from Pennsylvania. He came and visited us this week, and Tony, myself, we're from California.
Hey, I'm from California too.
Yeah, but you're more Pennsylvania now, man. So.
Dang, I've been there 2 years, and all of a sudden I'm a Pennsylvanian.
2 years? Man, it feels short.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, and it'll be 3 years in October. So what's that? Almost 2.5 years. I know, man. It went by quick.
It went by super
COVID
fast.
Time.
Yeah.
I ended up talking to your boy. I don't know, a guy I started got in a little conversation.
Oh,
with.
Hefe.
Yeah.
Or Lori.
Lori. Hey,
Lori.
Lori. So I ended up talking to him and just letting him know that I jumped the gun. And because I felt like you had told me that you talked to him like weeks ago.
So let's talk about.
I saw him make the move.
Let's talk about what's going on then. I mean, just go ahead and say what happened. That way the viewers know. Like,
all right.
So, talk about it, and then we'll ask the question to the fans. Like, what is it? I mean,
what should happen?
It happens. Yeah. It happens in every league, and it's an unwritten rule.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. It is an unwritten rule, and everybody should have a catcher. So basically, that's what ended up happening, guys. Somebody in our league hasn't had a catcher in weeks, or actually since the season started.
He drafted a catcher, Sean Murphy, from the Oakland A's as his catcher, and ended up dropping him just a couple days after the season started. Right?
Yes. And I was under the assumption that Will had talked to him previously, like, and that wasn't the case. But the way I came at the situation was definitely like, it's been weeks. So what's going on? And
damn, Nancy. Wow.
Yeah.
I would have
just
been like, what
that's what I thought was
Yeah.
going on. That he has already been informed.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done anything about it. When the realization of it was that he was actually just informed, and was
Like
gonna
2 days, I think, before.
2 days before.
Oh my goodness! But that's what I was trying to say. You know, with this whole COVID time, everything just moves like this. You
It
know,
does.
so if you say you've been gone for 2 years, you know, and to me it only feels like you just left.
Like I just left. I know.
Well,
You
he's
know?
back.
He's back.
You can hug him and kiss him if
yeah.
you want.
You guys got to pay for that.
OnlyFans.
What is it? Pay-per-view?
Check out my OnlyFans later.
My OnlyFans, guys.
Uh-oh.
So
I'll post the link.
yeah, so basically, I just came at another team manager the wrong way, and yeah, I sorted it out though. I reached out
Cool.
to him.
That's
and-
good, man. That's the real talk way. Always
Yeah,
resolving the issue and
My
not,
bad.
not being what do you call it, disrespectful. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of shit talking.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to have it. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
Makes
and
it
I
fun.
don't think I was disrespectful. I never called them any names or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
I just I was kind of just too straightforward, especially. But again, like I said, my train of thought was that he's already been informed like weeks ago. And it was.
And then
the
your
case.
COVID time was like, nah, man.
It's been
And your brain was like, it's been a year.
And
Put a catcher in.
he did pick up a catcher already. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw that.
I
So-
have it.
He picked up Varsho, who's not a catcher, but he has catcher eligibility.
Okay.
Is he a pitcher?
No, he's
Because I know that.
I think he's first base.
Isn't there a catcher that's a pitcher too?
Yeah, but that's only a
It's a-
pitcher whenever they're getting like blown out and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of like a Kike Hernandez. You know how he pitched?
I love
Or
his pitching
oh,
stance.
you're talking about Willens Alstudio,
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
but he's not even a catcher either.
he's a third baseman.
Yeah,
right?
He
First
has
baseman,
he has
DH?
catcher eligibility, third base eligibility,
And
and
DH.
but he's more DH.
Yeah, he's more
Yeah.
DH.
He's a big
He's
dude,
a heavy
but he
dude.
doesn't
I
hit
think
home
I
runs.
saw him play second base last time.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. So
For
he's
the
a heavy
Twins, right?
dude.
Is that the guy
He's-
we're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the twins.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, twins.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Bartolo Colon, right?
Little
Oh
baby
my God,
Bartolo.
Bartolo! Big shout out to Bartolo, man. Bartolo hitting bombs and doing trick plays and all that. I miss that about baseball.
Yo, that,
Yeah,
that was
he's a-
insane.
he's a
When he like
badass
threw it
player.
behind his back
Yeah.
and right to the first baseman.
So I know we have there's an Instagram page that it's Bartolo memes.
Oh yeah.
We follow on Instagram, so I don't know if he's watching. If he's watching, that's dope.
Shout out to Bartolo memes.
Yeah. Oh my God, he be putting some of the stuff from Bartolo, dude. It's just I like
Classics,
damn.
right?
Yeah,
classics.
this guy was I don't know, he makes baseball easy, and he's a heavy set dude.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about the guy from the Twins, you hit it
Yeah.
right on the nail. Like it does remind you of Bartolo, and Bartolo
Yeah.
always used to have those little, like crazy plays, just like this guy's having. He's running the bases.
Hey,
Didn't he
he's
throw a
quick
pitch?
too.
He is quick.
He's fast
really
for a
quick.
big dude.
What didn't he pitch? Like he
Yeah.
threw a 56 mile per hour.
And Ephus.
Yeah, or he just threw it and it kind of
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a dope.
Slowest
play.
curveball
Yeah.
ever.
Well, I think it was who was it? Granke had the slowest, and then
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy came and was like, nah,
Nah,
I'm
nah.
gonna go ahead and do the slowest.
Hold my beer.
He looks like a Sunday leaguer, to be honest. He's
Yeah,
a
he
big
really
old-
does.
a big old dude now, man. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the
Well, what about the question? We kind of steered off.
kind of start off.
So I think me and Will were saying that we were gonna ask everybody at home or our
Oh yeah,
followers
the question.
the
Yeah.
question, which is, do you guys feel that every league should have a catcher if the catcher position is there?
Not necessarily catcher, but any
Any position.
position, right?
Yeah, but it has
Do
to be
you
catcher
feel that
oh,
every
yeah, yeah.
position, every roster position should be filled? Or is it okay if it's not disclosed before the draft if someone doesn't have one of their positions filled? Because in a lot of leagues, you have
People drop
SP,
their
RP, and then
relievers.
just P. Exactly. You can drop a reliever and pick up a starting pitcher, and then you have a reliever spot empty.
Yeah.
Or do you have to make sure that that RP spot is filled? Same thing with catcher, because those seem to be the
Those
two
two are
positions.
always,
Those are the positions that are
notorious for it.
notorious to not have a
You get the
player
least
on
amount
it.
of points,
Yeah.
yes.
So they feel
which
like,
is why SPARPs are so important,
exactly.
right?
so they feel like they can drop the catcher and pick up a starting pitcher or something like that, and that's
Right,
I feel that slot. So I feel, to be honest, I feel like that's an unwritten rule. That's something
Yes.
that as you go in as a fantasy player, like for the first time, I can see you making that mistake. I can see you doing that mistake and saying, I'm gonna go ahead and use this tactic and drop a catcher or drop a first baseman if I don't have a first baseman or any position,
Any
right?
position,
Yeah, I'll drop them. I'll go ahead and pick a pitcher up because I know I'm gonna get a little bit more points off of that, especially if you have a two-start pitcher, which he will pitch on Monday or either Saturday or Sunday, then you get more points off of that, right? So as a beginner, I understand it, but as your career goes in playing fantasy baseball, and we've talked about it here so many times, how many years you've been playing and how many years you've been playing. So there's a lot of experience on this table by himself. Even Polar has been playing a lot fantasy baseball. So there's a lot of experience here. So that to us, and I can understand how you would get mad because I didn't see it. But if I would have saw it, I'll probably be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, Will, what's up? Like, but we're a team. We need to back each other up and we need to say, hey, Will, what's up, man? This guy's not having. You want me to send a message or you'll send it? You know, whatever it is. But yeah, I feel it becomes an unwritten rule. An unwritten rule. Yeah, go for it.
What's Will doing in LA?
So one of the I don't know if you guys can hear it on the mic. So Javi's asking why is Will here in LA? He came to visit you, dude. Take you over there to Pennsylvania.
He's here for the tacos.
Oh, okay.
I am here for the tacos and for In-N-Out.
Yeah. So we already got some tacos. That's what we ate before we started the show. I hope Will liked it. You liked it? Hopefully you did.
Hell yeah, man.
Taco Tuesday. So yeah, Javi, what do you think of that? Should that be an unwritten rule, or is that fair if it's not part of your rules?
Let me say one thing. I think that if this was a long, ongoing fantasy baseball league, if we've been doing this for at least like 5 years and we've kind of always had the rule, then I can see, enforcing it from the get-go. But this is a brand new league that we just started, and it was kind of spur of the moment. Like, we didn't really think about doing the fantasy league until just this past off season.
Exactly.
We didn't really think about it. We didn't even know if it was going to be points or if it was going to be categories. Ultimately, we decided it was going to be points. We didn't weed out any details. We just kind of just winged it and just went with it. And we expected people to know, you have to have every roster spot filled. But in his defense, he's said before that he's been playing fantasy for, over 10 years. And in other leagues, he's been in leagues where he drops his catcher and picks up a pitcher or picks up an extra outfielder or something like that. And no one ever said anything. So, this being a brand new league that just started and we didn't really have that rule specified, I feel like, maybe cut him some slack and tell him exactly what you said, Tony, where if you don't have a catcher right now, all right, fine. But if you don't have one by the playoffs, then you're out. Yeah. You have to have your catcher spot filled in the playoffs.
And I feel like that's why I felt the need to say something. Just because I felt like we needed to nip it in the butt before it became a problem or a trend or whatever, because I really don't want it to be to where we're in the playoffs and let's just say it's a really close game and homeboy just drops his catcher, relief pitcher or whatever and picks up a pitcher and ends up winning by, let's just say 12 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
and that
fair.
12 points, it could have been -2 from a catcher.
What if I was out of moves already? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think that's really fair. I didn't want to see it become an issue later in the season. So I felt the need to say something. Definitely went about it the wrong way. But
so do you have a statement?
Live and learn, right?
Do you have a statement from our commissioner? Because that's why myself and Carlos ask everyone to ask questions before
give him the mic.
Starts to discuss these things.
Hopefully they can hear us on there.
Pennsylvania.
Hey, I don't know if it's too late, but Mike Carrillo said hi. Rafael, what's up, fellas? Oscar Mora, he said, cool, how's it going? And we already read that message. And that's about it.
Cool.
Anybody else that's joining us right now, ask us.
Anybody else, do you guys say yes or no to catcher or reliever or any position dropping for any type of more than likely what everybody does is
so the question really is, as the commissioner, do you think that we should enforce it that you have to have every roster spot filled, or is it more just
dang, Yeah.
Or is it
Sorry.
more? Sorry.
We're watching the game as we're talking.
Was that Winker?
No, yeah, that was no. What's the score now? I believe
right,
they're playing
so
the replays.
regarding
it.
that,
Go for
I
it.
feel like that's why we put a committee in place. So we have 3 people, and it's up to a vote. And I think that's the best way to do it. Instead of putting the responsibility on one commissioner,
Mhm.
you have one commissioner, 2 co-commissioners up for a vote, and it's fair. I think it's fair.
And I think
up
it's
for a
our
vote.
responsibility also. I was talking to Carlos about this also.
Hold on, Will. We got Karen Murray saying hi. How's it going?
Hi, Mom.
There you go.
Everybody's
How's it
gonna give
going?
you
Thanks for
shit.
joining in. Hit that.
Oh,
that
shout
thumbs
out to
up.
my mom because her birthday was yesterday. That's
Aw,
actually
happy
why
Happy
Mom.
I'm
birthday.
here in.
All right. Happy birthday from the Californian kids, including Will, even though he lives in Pennsylvania.
Man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Um,
You lost your train of thought.
I did lose my train
Oh
of
my
thought.
God, what happened? I just wanted to throw that out there before we forget, man. Your mom was like, "Hey, hi," so I just wanted to give you.
Will was saying,
Yeah.
regarding the committee, right?
Okay,
About voting.
Sure.
That's what you were.
Yeah, that's,
so I
That's
gotta.
what you were
I
talking
don't
about.
remember
Yeah,
that was the follow-up.
Yeah.
yeah.
the committee.
Okay,
I don't know. I'll probably remember once we start talking about
All right.
something
Yeah.
else.
so I got Joe. He just hit us up on Instagram. He said that go Braves. I mean, they're kind of struggling right now.
They
so
are
it's like-
struggling.
I don't know. I was talking to him earlier. He was saying that that they need a third baseman because Riley's not really
Riley's
picking
not
it up.
working out.
So I told him, what if they go ahead and make a trade with the Astros?
Chris Bryant.
Oh, the Cubs. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris
They're trading
Bryant,
people left and right. You might as well. And he's a free agent after this
he's
season,
a free agent.
which is
after-
why he already has 6 home runs on the season. He's
Follow
turning
him.
it up, man.
he is.
What did I
he's-
tell you about that Cubs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
offense, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but Rizzo hasn't picked it up yet.
But he's been solid though.
Yeah, he's been
He's
okay.
been all right.
He's been
not,
okay.
Come
Yeah.
on, what do you guys expect? Man?
I expect
I expect great numbers, dude.
I expect him to hit at
Round
least like
8? Where's he
280.
go?
Rizzo's kind of been like a 280 hitter his whole
Yeah.
career,
I mean,
right?
I feel like a few players that are like really consistent, always kind of take a while to get the wheels turning, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Rizzo's the kind of guy you can wait on. Maybe he hasn't been producing to maybe like a lot of people are used to, maybe like 4 to 5 points. Maybe he's just getting like 3 right now.
Yeah.
Daily. But still isn't bad. You know, when you look at the end of the week and he's got you 28 points, I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
Felix just joined
28
us.
is great,
Yeah,
honestly.
of course.
Felix just joined
That-
us. He
that's-
said,
that's
Buenas
what he's been
noches. Buenas
averaging.
noches, Felix. How's it going, man? Thanks for joining in the show. We're just talking a little bit fantasy baseball here. Tony, I kind of interrupted right now, but yeah, man. He's talking about Rizzo.
You know what I
That's his
think it
boy.
is, man? A lot of people focus on batting average, and that's like one of the number one stats, not really in fantasy baseball, but just in baseball in general.
Mhm.
Like, oh, this guy's doing amazing. He's batting over 300.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Trout, he's always batting over 300. This guy, he's always batting this much. This guy's always batting this much. Like, yeah. Batting 500 right here.
500.
The Yankees should sign him then.
Yeah, the Yankees need the Yankees need hitting right now. Osballs, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining, dude. Thanks for joining the show. You guys want to say hi to Osballs?
What's up, balls? I like saying balls.
I can tell you get all excited. So, is there a player out there right now that you guys can think of that's like ready to pick up? It's like probably like one of those
Bro.
players.
If this guy is not picked up in your league, get him right now. He's a little banged up because he just got hit by a pitch, I think, today. But Jazz Chisholm. If Jazz Chisholm
Yeah.
is available in your league, pick him up right now.
Jazz-ism?
Jizzism.
Like what?
They call him Jazz though, right? Like jazz hands,
Jazz hands?
something like
How
that.
do you do the
right?
jazz hands?
Jazz Chisholm, man, he's looking real good right now. He has decent pop. He has decent speed. He has really good contact. He hits the ball hard,
He's on a good, solid team with the
Yeah.
Marlins.
and he's multi-eligible player
second
also.
and short, right?
Yeah, second and short.
Yeah, great, beautiful.
Perfect,
pick
man.
him up,
Because
guys.
second base, it's
you waiting
so
for?
weak.
Actually, wait till this is over, and then you guys can.
Pick them up or
Pick
what?
'em
Because we
up.
have more players or what?
No, well, he's not available in any leagues. I picked him up in 2 of my leagues.
So
Oh, that's actually okay. So here's another thing. So in our league,
Mhm.
I made an announcement to the league that if you have a player that goes on COVID that you don't need to use it or one of your transactions. We have 4 weekly transactions.
Oh, well then I
So-
would like one.
Okay, so
I
if
have
you,
a phone.
oh, all right, after the show, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
So if
What-
you have a player that goes on COVID leave, that if you have an IL spot for him, you can put him in the IL. You message me, and I will make a roster transaction for you. You won't have to use a transaction for it. That really helps out because we only have 4 transactions a week,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there's a team in our league that said Andrelton Simmons just hit the IL or just hit COVID. Can you give me Bobby Witt Jr.?
Oh,
Great.
what?
I did
Good
it.
job,
right?
man.
I
Yeah.
put Bobby Witt on his team, and he was fine. 2 days later, he's like, "Hey, I just dropped Andrelton Simmons. Can you give me Jazz Chisholm?"
Oh,
And
Yeah, Sism, I like the name.
and I was like, "Sorry, man, but you already replaced Andrelton Simmons with Bobby Witt Jr. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
do that." And he's like, "Come on, he said something. He didn't say he picked the wrong guy or something. He was just making like a bunch of excuses. Well, what about this guy? What about this guy?" And then he's like, I just Turnbull, Spencer Turnbull. Is
Yeah,
that his
yeah,
name?
yeah,
yeah.
Spencer Turnbull is on COVID leave. Can you give me Jazz Chisholm instead of Turnbull? But then I looked at his transactions, and he's had Turnbull since before the season even started. Turnbull's been on COVID leave since before the season started.
Yeah.
So, and he's barely asking me
Oh,
now, like 2
well.
weeks later. You know?
How many players are in COVID right now that you guys can think
Uh,
of? Like, is there a lot? Like, is there still players getting COVID?
here and there.
Is
here and
it
there.
like
Yeah.
because I haven't? Well, maybe because I haven't seen. The only player that I saw that was on my team was Bregman,
Bregman.
and a
Oh,
few
there were like
Astros-
4
four
Astros.
Astros,
Four
right?
Astros.
But they didn't stop playing. They continued playing.
Yeah.
Like, who was it that stopped playing? The Nationals stopped playing last year,
Well,
and they stopped playing this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because back then everything was still new. So,
The season prior,
Right,
but this
right.
season,
this season, I think it's because of the contract tracing and what they know.
okay.
So why exclude the whole team when we only know that you were talking to this guy? and
Not
this
only
guy
that,
before
but
the-
there's a lot of players that have the vaccine already also.
Yeah, they're getting the
There's
vaccine.
even been a couple players that have gotten the vaccine since the season started, and then they go out a couple days because they end up getting sick for a day or two, and then
Yeah.
they come back.
Yeah, and that. So with with COVID-19, you think it's gonna go away slowly? Just guys, you're in California now, and you're hearing that we're opening up and people are not wearing face masks outside. That's just the news, right?
Well,
So-
Biden just went on TV today, and he said that if you have the vaccine, that you can be outside with any number of people, and you don't have to have a mask on. You
So-
only have to wear the mask indoors.
And it looks like it's gonna be from 6 feet to 3 feet, right?
I know, I
So,
hate it.
so
We're baiting him. We're baiting Tony so bad right now.
so
You
yeah,
don't
so
need anybody telling you what to do.
yeah,
That's
so
all I
let's
gotta
go
say.
ahead and move on because I kind of feel like the heat on this side.
No, it's fine.
All right, so back
I get it.
back to the original topic.
yeah.
So this guy tried to get Jazz Chisholm,
Chisholm.
even though he already replaced the player that went on COVID leave.
Yeah.
So I actually looked into Jazz Chisholm
need him.
myself, and
Okay.
I had already picked him up in another league, and I was like, oh damn, I didn't even know he was available with this league, and I picked him up for myself. So in our league, in the chat, he's been saying like, "You're so shady. You're so shady. You wouldn't even have known about this player unless I said something."
Oh my God.
But like, bro, I just picked him up in another league like 3 days ago,
Yeah.
so I already know about the player.
Yeah,
you
we'll
know.
give him that.
So
Oh,
I ended
man.
up picking him up, and I told him like, dude, you
So
used
that's
all your
why he was like that.
acquisitions. You picked up Bobby Witt Jr. when you dropped Andrelton Simmons. I'm not going to let you pick up 2 different players for one player going on COVID leave. You know?
man. That's why you have so many IL spots though. You
We have
talked about
4.
it. You talked about it when you
And that
first
guy has
started.
I know who you're talking about, and that guy has a lot of players that I would have already been dropped if considering the team I had.
Really?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a few teams that I look around. Polar.
Hey,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
we even rate his team?
It's,
Oh, yeah, we're good.
his team. His team is solid. He just needs to make moves.
I think that I don't remember what your team looks like exactly, but I think you only have 1 bench pitcher.
Dude, and you have a empty bench spot.
Oh my
You have
god.
an empty bench spot. I've been calling you, telling you. You don't listen to
Honestly,
me,
though,
guys.
man, sometimes you need to save that acquisition for when you really get a good one that's actually
If you're
available.
look, if you're trailing in your league,
This guy hasn't been making any.
how many wins do you have,
I
Polar?
had him- oh my
How many wins do you have, Polar? Okay,
Zero.
so
And a
you need
tie.
to fill that
And a
spot.
tie.
You need to fill that spot. I
And a
feel
tie.
like if you're trailing and you're not winning games,
Even just
you
pick
need
up
to
a
get that.
reliever, a
Yeah.
solid reliever.
Pick up
There's
a
a lot of
reliever, put him
relievers
there.
No,
available.
his relievers
Drop
are pretty
him.
decent.
I mean,
do
pick them up
whatever.
next week though, because
No,
we still have 5 more days until our matchup is
Yeah.
finished. So
We're cool, but I hope all your pitchers go negative this week.
So for those of you guys that are just tuning in right now, if there's new viewers, I know we have 9 right now. Will came from
Nice.
Pennsylvania to join us. Tony, this is our first show together. Hopefully we get to do more. We get to fly out to Pennsylvania and do it out there,
Hell yeah.
Tony. We have to go fly out there, Polar. He will,
Greyhound.
we'll go to a Phillies game or do something, right? But yeah, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you like what we're talking about. If you have a question, go ahead and ask, because we have the 2 fantasy gurus together. And these guys have been sparking it up on our fantasy baseball. They've been talking, yapping, they've been doing that forever. That's what they do. They love
Man.
this thing. I like talking baseball. So ask any question, man.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
What the hell happened to Max Scherzer today?
Oh my god.
He's
This-
old.
This is what happened.
There was an error, right? And then I don't know if you guys saw it. The second baseman went for a fly ball, and he just missed it. It was Josh Harrison, He
That's who it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you're giving up.
and then it snowballed, dude. It got so bad, and then Vlad hit the grand slam off of him.
Vlad's been on
So
fire.
Vlad,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
about
heard,
time. You
Vlad-
called it too.
Everybody
Yeah.
tell you, man.
So Vlad,
I feel like a lot of my players that I like called, I didn't pick up, and a lot of the players that I was like I would pass on, I ended up picking up.
so I got a message earlier that Vlad became the first young player to hit 3 home runs and got 7 RBIs. So
Right.
congratulations to him, man.
Yeah.
And if you have it on your fantasy, I'm pretty sure you got a bunch of points
Oh, yeah.
from this guy today. So he got 7 RBIs and 3 home runs. That's really dope.
In one
So-
game.
In one game.
One
That's
game.
incredible.
game. And,
And-
like,
and,
against
I also
Scherzer,
read-
I don't know if all home runs
Against
were against
Scherzer.
Scherzer. So yeah.
Scherzer was off today, dude. You
Yeah.
could tell. Like I was watching the game before I came over today, and he didn't look like he was all there. He looked tired. If you look in his eyes, I could see like he just didn't look himself.
Mm.
How do you think the Yankees are doing? I have the
The
Yankee hat
Yankees?
today.
I think
You think the fans are being too scared too early?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like it's
People
only the
panic.
3 week.
dude. It's the third week of the season,
I don't know.
Well, we're
there's-
heading into the 4th week. We just finished the 3rd week.
but we're barely at 23 games right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's 162 total.
I'm already panicking in my league too, though.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. I can see your messages. You're like, oh my God, I need to do this.
Well,
Why didn't
the
I do
thing
that?
is,
Why did I
it's
do this?
in real baseball, each game counts towards 162. In ours, it goes by the week.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
It's a
If you
little
lose
different.
a week, that's 1 out of 20 that
Yeah.
you have to win.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It was a sprint last year, and this year is different. This year's you're
shit.
gonna see a bunch of freaking injuries. We talked about it this last podcast that we're gonna see a lot of injuries. Like one of the ones that there's notable teams out there is the Dodgers. You've been seeing a lot of injuries
Yeah.
on that team, and it's not because they're not ready. And I'm not trying to make excuses because they lost the series fairly against the Padres. We take the L. We're not playing as well as the Dodgers aren't playing as well as
Hey,
we want them to.
But they were
But-
the last team that lost a series.
Yeah.
The Dodgers didn't
Yeah.
lose a series until the second time they faced San Diego.
Well, listen, the Dodgers have been playing first place teams. They've been playing the Mariners. They played the A's are now in. I think they're in first place now. Above the Mariners. So, but at the time, the Dodgers played the Mariners. They're playing the Reds. They're playing a high competitive
teams, yeah.
caliber team like the Padres.
High scoring.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so it takes a toll on the team. I feel like I said, I'm not putting excuses. I'm just putting it out there that the Dodgers have been playing those teams. Look at the Padres. They got swept by the Brewers. The Brewers are in first place, but I feel that the Brewers they only have those 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
And Yelich, but Yelich is hurt right
he's
now,
hurt.
and he might be out for a
And
really
nobody's
long time.
Making any noise.
And it's
in
not
No.
making
offense,
Not yet.
exactly.
But pitching can take over a game.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Not easy.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
Look at Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
and he's one of the top 5 players of fantasy baseball this week. He got a lot of points, and like Rodon, was it last week that he threw the no hitter?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So he pitched 2 games, or was it just 1?
It was 2.
2 games. So he got a
He
bunch
probably
of
like
points,
100 and
right?
something.
Yeah, like oh my god, just a no hitter itself. Like I just feel like are the White Sox in first place? No, right? I think
I feel like their offense hasn't really been. I know they're doing all right. Hey, Jasper, if you're out there, man, give us a
I know.
message and let us know.
he's a
Put
big
us up
time
on
White
game.
Sox
Yeah,
fan. Yeah.
Put us up on game on the Sox, bro.
On the-
Because I'm
On
drawing
the
a
Go
blank.
Go Sox.
Yeah. Well, actually, I like we picked them up in our
Oh,
world.
the Royals. Royals are in first.
Royals
Are
in
they going to
first.
pull another 2015 man
And
to
we
just come
talked
out of
about it.
nowhere?
Remember we
I
talked about
remember I
it?
was telling you.
Yeah,
Well,
we talked
I
about
think the teams that I said were going to be sneaky are doing really well,
really well right
which
now.
are the Royals
The
and
Royals.
the Red Sox.
And
Remember
Yeah.
what I told you about the Red
did say
Sox?
the Red
You did
Sox.
say the Red
You
Sox.
did say the
you-
Red Sox.
Told you guys,
And
man.
they're in first place.
Mhm.
So
Hey, man, I feel like Kike and
Verdugo.
Verdugo, they ignited a spark in that whole team.
Okay.
Having that
Is that important?
of course.
It is, right?
Eh,
What
oh,
did I
yeah.
tell you about McKinstry? Since he went down with the Dodgers, what happened? They've been losing.
Mhm.
Yep.
So he's the spark plug for that team.
Hey,
And
but
you
you
saying
see
that with
what
the Red
did you-
Sox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see what Gavin Lux did though?
I haven't seen
He
it.
came back and he already had
Yeah.
2 hits in his game.
Well, see, like the thing about the Dodgers, I feel like any
Oh,
of our
yesterday,
guys
right?
can be that spark plug.
Yeah.
I just feel like you said, I think you hit it in the nail on the head. Dodgers have been playing very competitive baseball lately, and eventually it just catches up to you, and you just got to take a few days off. I feel like a lot of the players, like Mookie was just coming back from nursing a back injury. Bellinger's still out. McKinstry just went down.
Taylor was out for a little while.
Max Muncy kind of cooled down a little bit.
He's
Yeah.
still walking a lot though.
Oh,
Dude,
of
he had
course.
5 walks on
Oh, my
Sunday.
God. Don't remind me of that
5
game.
walks.
Oh my God! Don't remind me of the game.
I
No.
know.
That was a game where they came back. They were up
Yeah.
7-1. Oh
I
my
blame
God.
Gabriel for that game.
I don't think he's even on here, man. He doesn't.
I don't care.
Was that the Was that the 11
I'll
innings?
tell him to check
That was
it later.
11 innings. 11
Yeah.
innings.
Man.
Yeah. So you said Mookie Betts. He hasn't been all that great in fantasy baseball either. He hasn't been
Yeah.
one of those
He
top
looks
producers.
He's decent.
He's
right now.
decent, but he's not where he's supposed to be.
Well, he was
Um,
drafted like number 1 or number 2 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
picked
he's
him up.
still playing really good,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
he's not playing like a number 1 or number 2 overall
But
player.
I feel like Mookie Betts and a lot of these players that maybe you'd be looking at your fantasy team and thinking, why isn't he doing better or why isn't he doing that? A lot of players we should be giving the luxury of like, okay, eventually they'll find their swing and they'll ramp it up and get us back to where they should be. Mookie Betts, when he goes on a hot streak, man, forget about it.
Yeah.
That guy's gonna be going on a tear.
An important stat for him though, it's if he doesn't get on base, the Dodgers aren't winning.
Oh, of
And
course.
that's really important. He hasn't been getting on base, so the Dodgers aren't winning.
Especially because he's leadoff.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like the Dodgers, a lot of things come to play with the Dodgers. They don't play enough small ball.
No
they don't,
teams
they don't
do.
steal.
I think
The
the only
Padres do.
The Padres,
the only team
Padres
that
are always
exactly
stealing.
exactly the-
Always
and
stealing.
the-
They're always
Padres are stealing a lot of bases, and
yeah,
they're doing a lot
they
of good
lead the
things.
league in stolen bases.
Yeah. So since we're talking about the Padres, there's another player that if you have him on your team, Blake Snell. He's one of the players that didn't have a lot of points this week, but it's like you said, they're gonna get there. It's only the third
Yeah.
week. A lot of people are
Yes.
gonna get like scared. If you're scared, if you're one of those fantasy owners and you feel like, oh, I need to trade this guy, I know you'll pull the trigger. You'll be
Yeah.
like, he's not producing. You just said it right now. You're on the itchy finger. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do it. I need to
Of
go
course.
ahead and do
No,
it.
and the only reason I feel like that right now is just because of where I'm at myself in my team. I think I'm like 1-2
Mhm.
in both leagues. Oh, actually, the other league I'm 1-1-1. Thank you, Paul.
1-1-1-1.
Yeah, I just feel like just because of where I'm at, because if I was like, if most of my batters were doing what they should be doing, I don't think I would be worried about Snell. I don't have Snell myself, but I can relate because I have a Kenta Maeda, and that guy's really been struggling.
Well, but Kenta Maeda went a lot later than Snell, right? At least
yes,
like a few
yes.
rounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
with
but
Snell,
still.
when you draft him in like round 4 or 5 or whatever
yeah,
it was,
hurts.
it's like you're expecting
It
him to
stings a lot
get
more.
like yeah, you're expecting him to get 20 points pretty much like every time he pitches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But lately he's been getting like 15, sometimes a little bit
No, I
less.
think less.
I think in one game he had a -7. And then I think 2 games that he's pitched so far, he had like a 15 and a 17. But other than that, it's been
Not
under
great.
15.
I
No,
mean, but it's solid, you know.
But
Um,
someone that's on that team that's doing great, and he threw a no hitter with the Padres is Musgrove.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the options. Is he one of those players that are like? Is he really picked up by a lot of owners? I'm pretty sure he's one of
Yes.
those
Oh, yeah.
80 or 90%.
No,
right?
he's definitely in the 90 percentile.
Yeah.
I would probably even say
He's
he
gone
should,
in-
he should be rostered at least 95.
Yeah.
Either way though, I wouldn't pull the trigger as to Snail for Musgrove or something
Hell
like that.
no.
to trade
You know,
for
yeah.
a trade.
No.
If
Uh,
I had Musgrove, I would trade him right
Yeah.
now. I would sell high.
Yes. Yes.
So Will made these slides, and I wanted to put them on here, but it's kind of difficult to do because the computer is far away. Joe Musgrove is predicted to have 691 points.
have
That's what you put down, right?
Let me look that up.
So
real quick.
on he's on pace to get that many points, which is kind of like he was projected at 431 points, and this is points league, of course, and on pace to hit that 691. Let me go through the first week. The first week he got 29 points. The second start, which was a no hitter, 65 points. The third start wasn't all that great, but he got 8 points. Fourth start, 27, and the last start against the Dodgers. And they mentioned it in that game where they talked about he hadn't faced a team where the whole lineup was just tearing it up, which the Dodgers weren't tearing it up. They're cold. He got only 4 points the last start, but he kept them in the game.
He only lasted 3 innings.
3 innings, 4 innings, but he kept them in the game. He kept them in the game so they can go ahead and get those runs. So at that time that they took him out, the game was only what 2-1.
Yeah.
So he kept them in the game. He threw
He threw a lot of pitches.
a lot of
He already
pitches.
had 80 pitches by the time the 3rd inning was
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
What the heck just
Yeah.
happened?
What happened in the game? You want to go ahead and say what
Look,
happened?
look. Oh, dang it. Didn't show
He
it.
fell down.
Yeah, it looks like a foul.
So we were
Wow.
talking about the Brewers, how they swept the Padres. Corbin Burns, is he a surprise? Is he one of those players that you're like, what did I didn't?
I don't
pick
think
him
he's
up?
a surprise.
You don't
I
think so?
I think that he is performing better than everyone thought he was going to,
Yes.
but everyone knew that he was going to be the ace of the Brewers.
Yeah.
That's what he was projected at, and I think he's overperforming a little bit, but I
Mhm.
think by the time the season's over,
Yeah.
he's going to balance it out.
Oh, of course. It's unsustainable.
You,
I
so,
mean, maybe.
He
it
went-
isn't.
so
because
well, his last start he didn't do all that well.
Mm.
His last start he only got what 7 points.
7 points, but he
7
didn't
points.
walk any.
He didn't walk any, but he didn't. I think it was a reality check for him. Like what was it against the Marlins? So Marlins are a sneaky team. They made the playoffs last year. They're a bunch of little players that like are kind of pest, like those pest players that get on base. Like, but they did it against a pitcher that's top of his game right now. Like Burns is one of those players to me that I'm like, I'm looking at the points, I'm looking at him pitch. I'm like, man, how is he doing that? So he's on pace to get 656 points. That's crazy to me.
He was projected to only get 431
yeah,
in our league in Yahoo.
Yeah.
And just judging by, he has 113 total points, and most of his are above 20.
Yeah.
Right? He only had that one start that was bad.
Yeah.
But he's on pace for 656 points for the rest of the season. But that is including the playoffs.
doesn't include. Oh, okay. So you were talking about everything combined. Okay. So the next, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about
Well, that's including fantasy playoffs.
fantasy play. Okay. So yeah, fantasy playoffs. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and talk about Nick Castellanos. This guy, man, he's raking, dude. He's projected and he's on game pace to hit 834 points if he keeps that pace.
That's definitely not sustainable.
You
That's
don't think so? You
no
think this
player
player's
is going to
get-
hit that much. I think the only players that would actually be even close to that would possibly be DeGrom and Cole. I think
Well, I feel like Trout and Freeman are also kind of around where they might hit like 7 to 8.
You think so? But Freeman's not. He's cold right now.
Oh, he's not too bad.
He's not hitting where he's supposed to, like where he left off last year. Last year, remember, he was on it. He was, and and for
the whole
60 games,
season.
the whole season. I mean, yeah, it was a short season, but he was on it. He was on it the whole season. like, look, Nick Castellanos is one of those players where, remember, I think we talked about it when that whole home plate incident happened. I think he's one of those fire up players. Like he needs to get fired up to perform well.
You
And
know
I've
what's
been
crazy
seeing that.
though is I see that with the Reds.
I do.
I
I do
see
too.
so many just energetic players, and it
Yeah.
really gets all of them just into the game. They want to win so bad.
Yeah.
You know, they want to win more than they don't want to lose,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. I'm like, what? I know Joey Votto, Tony, he's on there.
Yeah.
He kind of cooled off a little bit. He had a
Yes,
good week
yes.
last week, but this week he's kind of, it's kind of hitting like he was before.
Yeah, I dropped
So
him.
You dropped him. So
Yeah.
But dude, I picked up Jesus Aguilar yesterday, and he hit a home run today.
Yeah, that's good.
I
That's
dropped
good.
I dropped Votto
I've
for
always
him.
been high on Aguilar, just because of the power potential. He kind of strikes out a lot, but I think we kind of been noticing a downtrend on his strikeout. I think when
Yeah.
he first came into the league, he was with the Brewers. I think I traded you, remember?
for who?
Aguilar for somebody that was like decent.
Was it last year? Or
It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think
I
you
don't
ended
remember.
winning that trade, but at the same time, like I feel like I did pretty good just because it was a sure thing on my end.
That's when he
opposed
was
to-
with the Brewers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but man, he killed
Yeah.
that. I remember just looking back and just like, oh, if I would have kept him, my team would have been so set.
Is that when he was making that, looking at the camera back and stuff like that? Like, when he would hit a home run,
Yeah, yeah.
he would look at the camera.
Yeah, he's really good. I like him. He's just he just worries me because of the strikeouts, but it looks like he's been keeping it down.
See, and that's the thing about points leagues. I think that a guy like Aguilar, he's a lot more valuable in a categories league versus a points league because most categories leagues don't count strikeouts. You don't really have any negative categories.
Mhm.
You go for runs, RBIs, home runs, stolen bases, either average or on base percentage,
Yeah.
or even both sometimes. Once in a while, you'll have hits. But this is the guy that excels in home runs, runs, and RBIs.
Yeah. Well, another guy that we want to talk about, and I need to pull him up because our phone turned off. And Will, you talked about this guy and you told me, you gave me some stuff about him and you said, why did you pick him up? JD Martinez. He's on pace to get 956 points. Sustainable, not sustainable.
Hell no.
No, not sustainable. But
He's
but
playing for a first place team though, the Red
Yeah,
Sox.
but give him 2 more weeks and he'll be on the IL.
Oh man, I hope not.
Oh. I wouldn't go that far. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But he's definitely doing better. It's more like the 2019 JD Martinez, I guess. Was it?
I think it was 18.
18. And I feel like I think we talked about it in one of the last episodes. He's one of the players that was definitely going to benefit from the
camera coming back.
The cameras coming back and
Okay.
having that assistance and that in-game data where he can adjust or he knows what to look for. I feel like a lot of players are doing better because of that. Some players need it, some don't. And JD Martinez is clearly better for it.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like it's unsustainable and that he's going to eventually come back down. But I don't think it'll be like a big crash, where it's like.
I do.
I don't expect
I think that
from
he's
him.
going to slump hard and come back down to earth. But then at the end, he'll come back and kind of like level out the playing field. Because, I mean, right now, what's he batting? He's batting like 350 or something, right?
He has a ridiculous number. Do we have any questions right now before we continue? I know I'll look at the stats. So for those of you guys that are joining right now, we have a few viewers. Thank you for joining us. His Will came from Pennsylvania. I think this is the third time I say it, but I have to say it. He came down from Pennsylvania to do the live show. This is our first live show together. We usually do Zoom. And I just want to give you guys a big thank you. Get that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us out reaching. We want to reach that 200 by today. If we hit it, then we can do what do you call it?
The giveaway.
A giveaway, and the giveaway is pretty cool. We'll give you a gift card to, where is it to?
Fanatics.
Fanatics.
Right.
You guys can go ahead and we'll just tell you right now. It's a $50 gift card, and just hit that subscribe button and that like button.
Can I enter that?
You can't. You can't, but the people everybody that's subscribed to our channel, so we're gonna have rules. We'll post it up on Instagram, but we gotta hit those 200 subscribers before we go ahead and give that raffle out. So yeah.
I don't mean any disrespect, but I was just gonna say, just ask your mom to sign up.
Oh,
she can win it.
She actually did.
All
She
right,
did?
sweet.
Yeah, she's been subscribed ever since day one.
Sweet.
Oh man, I need to ask my mom. Mama.
So what's the question, Polar?
Oh, I don't know if you guys can pull it up on your phone.
Can you pull up the phone? The question. So Felix Flores. Felix, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? How's the weather?
He says, "Hey guys, I have Amir Garrett and Rafael Dolis is a free agent. I saw him working the closer role in Toronto. Do you think it's a good idea to go and pick up Dolis, or is
Who else is out
he's
there?
the only one available in my league?"
Really?
He said he needs
like on a 14
needs
team
saves.
league?
I think last time he said he's in a 12 team.
12
12
team.
team?
12 team.
Wow, and he's
But if
There's
you have
nobody else?
2 reliever spots and 2 pitcher spots, there could be someone out there that just has a bunch of relievers, and because that's one strategy that you could take also.
oh, that's true.
know?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially, I think he said it's a categories league also.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in a categories league, you could go for ERA, WHIP, saves, and wins just
With
from relievers.
relievers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even worry about starting pitching. You could have like 2 elite starting pitchers just to kind of help you with
Level
Ks,
out.
maybe, and wins and quality starts, and get your ERA and your WHIP down. Like if your number 1 pick was Garrett Cole, and then your next one was like Clayton Kershaw, and then you just get relievers for the rest of the draft, you could be set.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that answered your question, Felix. I think
Well,
that's
I
a
don't
really
know.
good point.
He had a follow-up. It said,
Yeah. What's up?
Best next option is Stelmont from the Royals.
Best next option from the Royals.
You need saves. How bad do you need saves though?
Do you have
Um,
holds? I don't remember if he had holds on there.
I think he said.
I'm
I
trying
think
to
he said he
remember.
does have holds.
Is Bardo still available?
Felix, if you can refresh our
Well-
mind, do you have holds on that on your categories league? Because we're having a blank here. So while we wait for for him to
or
respond,
Stalmont?
JD
Yeah, he-
Martinez
He said
was hitting
Stillmont.
370,
Look
dude.
at that.
370 with 7 home runs.
Yeah, 370
So,
with 7 home runs.
I see
dude.
the power production staying the same. This guy has 40 homer potential, maybe even more, especially because he only hits. He doesn't play the field anymore. There's no way that he can sustain a 370 batting average. Ted Williams is no longer here, so that's not gonna happen. You know,
Yeah.
He's never been regarded as that type of player. who
No,
is,
he has
contact.
power and he has good batting
Yeah,
average.
Yeah.
I just think that he's gonna hit that slump to try to bring him down to about a 300 batting average. I could see him hitting 300
300.
for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think I could see him hitting, getting around a 300 batting average to end the season,
Wow.
which is
Well,
still
that's
great.
good.
Which is still great.
Yeah.
It's better
But-
than what it was expected.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
so-
But I think just coming down from 370 down to 300, he's gonna have to slump somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on while we wait for Felix to answer. So DJ LeMahieu, dude. DJ LeMahieu is one of those players that, in the offseason, we were like, is he going to sign with the Yankees? Is he going to sign with the Mets? So he was toying around going to different teams.
Mhm.
And now he's with the Yankees. He signed with the Yankees. What's it, a 4-year deal or a 5-year deal?
I think it was 5.
5-year. So, and that's what he was looking for. So his production right now, and it could be because the Yankees aren't playing as well as we thought they were. He's kind of like in the slump. He's not hitting all that great. I believe he's in a 250 batting average. And what's up with DJ? I mean, do you get frustrated with this guy and trade him off, or do you wait for him to get hot?
No, you wait.
No.
DJ LeMahieu's not the type of guy that you trade unless you need a good starting pitcher. There's no other hitter that I would want to trade that I could trade DJ LeMahieu for. I'd rather, trade him to try to get a pitcher. And honestly, right now is not the right time to trade him
No, it's
because
too
you're going to have to try to sell low.
Okay, so going into the 4th week, you're saying hold off on him, Mr. Trade.
Yeah.
You like to trade a lot of players.
Um,
I know you will get frustrated at his
I
250.
would not necessarily that I would get frustrated, because I don't get frustrated with my players, because I mean,
Yeah, right. You yell at them. You're like,
No.
why are you doing this to them?
there's a difference between getting frustrated.
That's why you
and-
buy a new phone every month.
what I was trying to kind of allude to is that with the type of player like DJ, I would not get frustrated. Like Kenta Maeda, I do get a little bit frustrated, but that's just because
He's a proven player.
yeah, and most players we should be giving them that room to develop and get back to their ways. I would say if you drafted anything below the 8th round, you're probably safe to drop and move on. Um, a lot
But
of
keep an
players,
eye on them.
of course,
Yeah.
a lot.
There's
of
a,
players,
there's a lot of players that I've dropped, like Josh Bell,
Mhm.
right? I dropped him, but I'm keeping an eye on him
Yeah.
because once he gets hot,
And it's so true because in our world
Pod
podcast,
Classic. Yeah.
yeah, in that league, we ended up dropping Santana the first 2 weeks,
Yep.
3 weeks, and just recently we picked him up because he's been getting hot, and
Yep.
luckily nobody was like really eyeing him, and I feel like we did pretty good.
What are you talking about?
no.
No. Okay.
I just feel like DJ LeMahieu, if anything, if I was a fantasy owner, if I didn't own him, I would definitely be looking at him to buy not necessarily high, but just buy right where maybe a round or two before him because he was going in what round 2, round 3.
Round
Yeah.
3, I think.
Round 3.
Yeah, I will offer like a round 4, round 5 guy who's
Exactly.
probably doing
See-
a little bit better, exceeding more than we expected, and hopefully they bite.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know.
LeMahieu is a really good buy low candidate.
Mhm.
Oh,
You don't want to sell him right now, but you definitely want to buy him. If there's someone out there that's like, F LeMahieu, I don't want him
Yeah.
no more. I need someone that's going to produce. Then
Mhm.
you jump on it. That's the guy you have to jump on right now.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like like my trades, like
You, honestly, perfect example. Trade Chris Bryant. Go for LeMahieu instead.
yes.
I would totally do
Oh
that.
my God, that is such a good move.
Okay,
We should
so-
probably do that in our league.
so Felix
We could.
answered. So Felix answered. I guess the question was, do you have a holds? And he said, yes, I have. Pomeranz is the only one I was thinking. Picked Sam Howard from the Pirates to have balance.
So
It's a roto league. So it's a
Oh,
roto
I
league.
see.
Yeah. So yeah. And drop Garrett. He said he dropped Garrett.
Mm.
What you're thinking? The thinking
I'm-
cap is on.
I wish I could see what free agents are
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, I wish I could see too. I don't know. Depending on how I guess deep that league is. The people I would
Categories
probably
league.
be looking at. Jeez.
So I'm also in a
Oh, yeah.
12-team categories leagues that has saves and holds. So I'm gonna go to that league and I can kind of see which relievers are available.
Yeah.
So
What about maybe you'll probably see like Hector Neris out there. You probably should see him, or Danny Castillo, or Diego Castillo.
Diego
sorry.
Castillo.
he's available.
Well, I'm just saying you might be able to see those type of players.
You think so?
Well, they're not really producing, you know. But
Well,
maybe
Diego
they-
Castillo just got off the IL, and he had one bad outing so far.
One bad outing.
Yeah.
You know,
So one I see right here, I don't know if he's available in your league, but Ian Kennedy. Ian Kennedy, he's 60% rostered. He had, it looks like he had one bad outing so far. Well, he gave up one run, but he's a guy that can get holds. I don't know if he's the closer. He might be the closer for the Rangers. So actually, that might be a good one.
I'm not sure if I really haven't looked into it. So maybe you want to just throw in your own little research behind this. But I'm looking at these numbers and I'm not mad at him.
Yusmeiro Petit
Exactly.
Petite
Uh-huh.
Ace.
See, he's
sounds
rostered
like
at-
Gambit.
Yeah,
he-
like the Oakland A's, right?
Yes, he's
Okay.
got 3 wins, 9 Ks, an ERA of 126,
Gotcha.
a WHIP of 0.84. I mean, if he keeping it up, man, he might
See,
be-
and I don't know if Ian Kennedy is available, but I see Ian Kennedy. He has 9 innings pitched, 11 Ks, 3 ERA, and 4 saves.
Wow. That's
So
not bad.
that's pretty decent, you know.
Yeah.
4 saves already, and
Yeah.
we're going into week 3. So
Yeah.
if that guy's available, if you really need saves, I would go for that guy. I see Amir Garrett was just dropped in this league, also. No
Yeah,
wonder.
drop him.
I think he said he was gonna drop Amir Garrett, right? I believe.
Yeah, he said he has him. But
Yeah.
He wanted to move on from him.
Mike Carrillo, how's it going, dude? Thanks for joining in. So Felix just said it's 80 degrees out there in Indianapolis, dude. So we're over here dealing with 60,
Cold
70
weather,
degrees out here. So for us, it's kind of cold.
My
But
wife
80
told me
degrees, that's normal for us here. But in Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure it's not normal.
my
right?
wife told me that today in Pennsylvania in our house it was 90.
90. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Jeez.
And we have someone building a fence at our property right now.
Good luck
So
with that.
it sucks.
Awesome.
I don't want to be working in the heat.
Hell nah. Like give me that air conditioning.
So Javi's saying, is it time to trade Luis Castillo?
Dude, I've been trying to get Luis Castillo from you, and you keep denying me. You're not gonna get more than what I give you, bro.
Ooh.
Honestly, and nobody else is trading out there.
I think
Talk to me. I'll probably trade him.
Oh,
honestly-
And I'll trade Tony
Hey,
for
I've seen this guy's traits. You're gonna come crawling back over here. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I put time and effort, man.
I think that Castillo's probably going to have a stretch where he has like 3 good outings in a row, at least 3 good outings in a row.
And then another
That's the
3 back.
time, maybe, but that's the time to trade him. If you're going to trade him when he's high. That way you can at least get something serviceable, because right now, if you trade him, it's going to be for a player that you're probably going to drop eventually.
Yeah,
And then it's like kind of like dropping Castillo, you know?
yeah.
I wouldn't trade him right now. I would wait until he faces the Pirates, and then he faces, the Orioles, or some team that's not
Wait.
hitting right now.
Wait.
Yeah. So there's a team.
But see, like, I don't think he has the luxury to wait.
See, and that's the thing. Also, if you start panicking,
Yeah.
maybe now is the time to trade him. But you got to make sure that you get someone with at least upside.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players out there that they're doing decent right now. If their ceiling is a lot higher than what they're playing at right now, then great. At least you have hope. You have potential for them to kind of break out.
Yeah.
I think I offered Luis Roberts and somebody else.
Really?
And
So
he said no.
I would have took that for sure.
so
you
Javi's
see
saying
that?
he's waiting for his last start. He's saying, waiting
well,
for my last
Nobody's
start,
gonna
bro.
want him there.
So
Hey, I'm gonna offer you someone lower.
I would have taken it if I needed an outfielder,
I don't think he does.
or at least a utility
Maybe-
player.
maybe
If
that's what it
if
was.
I had a utility player that I could just be like, I need to drop this guy, and I could put Luis Robert in that spot, then I would take that trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, and it was probably good for him. I mean, who knows? Because Castillo's has been getting like a few negatives here and there. He reminds me of Maeda right now.
The problem with Castillo that I've talked to with Carlos before, it's just the walks.
yeah.
He just walks so many
He does.
batters, and then he'll walk like 2 in a
And walks will
row.
kill you.
Yeah, it really will. Look at Jansen. That's the reason why Jansen is so bad, because he'll walk 2 batters in a row, and then one will get like a bloop single, and then you have the bases loaded, and then all you need is a fly ball to the outfield, and then you just allow
Or
to
a
run.
wild pitch, like I've seen him done.
Yeah,
time and time
exactly.
again.
What happened to the 97-mile-an-hour cutter? Just like
Dude.
yesterday or the day before, he was like back to like 92.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
see a pitching ninja or something like that? What's his name?
Pitch ninja.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he just was well, like on Twitter or wherever his social media is.
Yeah.
He just tweeted out like Kelly Jansen is back to his old ways, and then it was that 97 cutter, and
Which is dominant.
yeah,
really
and
dominant.
oh my god, I saw the video and it was just like jaw dropping.
That's nasty.
That late movement,
Yeah.
was just like so sharp, like.
Yeah.
But man, I just feel like sometimes people need to stop talking about my players.
You do
like,
have Jansen, huh?
yes.
In one league.
As
All right.
soon as I start seeing like something in the news or like ESPN like was just talking about Max Scherzer being back to his old ways and considering him like the young Scherzer, and then today he gives up 7 runs, and pitching ninja saying.
Do you feel like they
Jensen-
curse?
Oh, of course.
Announcers
I
curse
mean,
that stuff.
that's just me. And you
But
see
that's
it all the-
superstition. That
Yeah.
being a superstitious
No,
person.
but you know what? Sometimes
That's baseball. Exactly.
Nah,
Polar
man.
just said that's baseball.
You make it reality, bro.
What are
how
you
many-
talking about?
You speak it into existence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How
exactly.
many times were you guys just this past weekend when the Dodgers were playing? We're like, oh no, watch, this is gonna happen, and then what happens?
They
Little
lost.
bloop single, and we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of just being like, don't worry, this guy's gonna shut it down.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Yeah. What? I mean, I just
I know what
feel-
you mean.
I feel like the
The
announcers.
bad energy.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
feel like the bad energy kicks in, but I feel like, and I'm being a realist, when I see things like that and I see a freaking pitcher coming in that doesn't have his stuff, like you got to call it out.
Yeah.
You want to call it out. You look, Denzel Washington said this on one of the Instagram posts, and he said, "It's not about putting the news out, the real news out. It's about being first." And a lot of people like to do that, and friends do the same shit. Like when we talk to each other, like I know we've been saying the Nostradamus thing, right? Like Will got
Carlos
Nostradamus.
Rodon.
You know, he hit that
Yeah.
Nostradamus thing. Tony, you got the Nostradamus. We're gonna have to make a little trophy thing, you know, to see
German-
who's
German,
who's the
right?
Nostradamus. You know, when you
German
call
did
out things
okay.
like that and then you're proven right, you're like, hell yeah, see, I told you. So I think it's about, you know, getting that thing out there and putting it out there. But also it has to do with like when you see a pitcher and you see a batter or you see someone struggling, you're not late to criticize it. You're first to say, yeah, he's not going to do right. Or like a Corey Seager, when he comes up, I've been saying this for a while. He's due, and it doesn't happen. It because you know the player. But like a Kenley Jensen, you know Kenley Jensen hasn't pitched all that great. So you're saying like, oh man, he's just gonna serve it up, and then the Dodgers are gonna lose. You know, it sucks as a Dodger
And then what
fan,
happens?
but yeah, and then it happens, and it's like too much bad juju, right? That sucks. Yeah. So
No.
it's part superstition, but it's part energy. I
Yeah.
feel you on that. I do
Yeah.
feel you on that. I feel energy like
frequency, man.
yeah, the energy is like you need to have that right energy sometimes. And if you put that right energy, look, I remember we were watching Polar, you were there. We were watching the game was it game 7 or game 6 where we started talking about Bellinger, and I told you,
Yeah.
look, after the
What-
7th inning,
What did I tell you? Too,
yeah,
my boy.
So Tony was saying that's his boy, and I'm like, yeah, but he sucks. And we're like, no, he doesn't. And I go like,
I was
look,
backing him up all
I'll
the
give
way.
it up to you. After the 7th inning, he hits, and then guess what happens?
Yeah,
He hit that
A
bomb.
bomb.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hit that bomb. So like, yeah, I get you. That bad energy gets to the player, and it's not good. Maybe we need to be more positive.
Yeah.
And I'll
Hey,
try to be more positive.
that's how
as
it
a
was when
baseball fan.
I found out you went to the World Series Game 6.
Yeah.
I was just like, ya estuvo, ganamos. Ganamos. We won it, man. Yeah, there's no way my boy's coming back without
Without the trophy.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
and
that just
sure
happened.
enough. Yeah.
So yeah.
If Polar Bear would have gone, we probably would have had to go to Game 7, guys. So everybody, let's give it up to Polar Bear for not going.
Thanks, man.
That's my stuff. That's the one friend we always go to and be like, man, Polar, you were at the game, huh?
yeah. He's the one guy we don't invite to all the Dodger games.
Oh man.
You watch from home, Polar.
So let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
move on to one. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to kind of just like let you guys know about a stat about a record breaker might be coming up pretty soon. So
So
Kenley,
is this a Nostradamus prediction or what?
nah,
or is
I
this gonna
mean
happen?
it'll probably happen.
Yeah.
So Kenley Jansen has a record for baseball right now, going the longest without issuing a walk, which
Oh,
is 17 innings.
dang.
And there's one player that's coming up. He has 16 innings without issuing a walk, and he faces the Dodgers next. And then you guys know the Dodgers, they're notorious for walking a
They're
lot,
rocking a lot.
right? Muncy especially, but now Muncy's only hitting 4th or 5th. So he has a really good chance of actually breaking the record, and that's Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns
Corbin
has
Burns?
16 innings without issuing a walk.
Wow, that's a really good record to have because it's kind of hard to not throw balls. You have to throw balls, especially in the major leagues.
Yeah, like
You
a
know,
waste-
Trevor Bauer,
pitch or something
and
like
we didn't even talk about this, the Tatis and Trevor Bauer thing.
that.
Before we hit the last player on the list for one of the worst weeks, that Trevor Bauer and that Tatis incident where they were beefing it, and you know Tatis hit that home run and he covered his eye. They asked Trevor Bauer in the interview, and it actually, like, to be honest, I was surprised he said that,
I was
and
surprised
I
too.
loved the answer he gave. He gave a legit answer, and he was like, you know what, this is what baseball's missing. You know, I love the taunting. I love the celebration. You know, as long as I can do it and they can do it as well. I'm not
Yeah.
quoting them. That's not what he said. Because if I was quoting them, you know, I'll go ahead and say that.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
Somewhere along those lines. And I love the answer he gave.
Yes.
And it's surprising. I bet you a lot of baseball fans actually out there were like, yeah, you know what? I didn't like him at first, but with that answer that he gave,
Mhm.
it was legit. It was human. And baseball does
Yeah,
need that.
of course.
Every
We need
freaking sport has-
controversy.
yeah.
I mean, it, yeah, just like you were saying, it's something that baseball needs.
And this is your boy, dude.
but of
This is your
course,
boy.
I love
Yeah.
that guy. I love that guy. I got love for him since he was with the Indians. You know,
Since he threw the ball to the outfield and got traded.
I love that.
Yeah. Hey man, but see, look, that's the kind of player you want on your team. Somebody who is actually showing accountability for his either lackluster
Talent.
talent, or when he's doing great, he shows it. You know, Kershaw, he shows that emotion a lot.
Yeah.
Bueller sometimes does. But I feel like just Bauer like is the type of player that wears it on his sleeve. You know, when he's having a bad game, you can see the frustration in him. His pitches aren't going his way. But as I was trying to just say, is it's definitely something that baseball is going to be better for. Because the more controversy, the more, oh, this player doesn't like this player and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's the same thing that's happening in football and baseball and football and basketball. Those sports are like, I mean, you see more kids playing those sports than you do baseball.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just needs to change because baseball is like an American classic, something that we grew up to.
Yeah.
It's the first American sport.
Yeah. And I feel like baseball has kind of been on the decline, especially lately. And Manfred needs to get out of the way sometimes, man. Stop.
My God. Don't get me started on that guy,
Yeah,
dude.
Castillo getting suspended for what,
That
2,
is
3
so
games?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
He never touched anybody.
Exactly.
He never cussed anybody
No,
out.
nothing.
He didn't approach anyone like he was going to hit him.
Nope.
He was just excited.
Did he even appeal it?
He did.
He
He did,
but
and
then
it didn't.
Nope,
Oh
they
my
rejected his
God.
offer.
Still gave him the
So
two,
it's all
two
have
games.
to, it all comes back to what we've been discussing in our podcast before.
Yes.
Because of COVID, they don't want the two teams getting together. They're not all vaccinated. You know, the it's still out there, right? It's not that it's completely gone. It's still out there. They're still playing. There's still players getting
Yeah.
sick. So I understand that part. And then what you guys are saying and alluding to are saying that there's no. He didn't even touch anybody. He didn't even curse at nobody. I think he just had the conversation right with was it Molina?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And they didn't even touch. So I think he's putting his foot down. He's like, we're not gonna tolerate any freaking bench clearing incidents, and
but-
that's where he's at.
I feel like the I don't think it would have been an issue if it wasn't for that pitcher getting in the way.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
he
he got
should
in
not
the-
beam them too, though.
Woodard,
He beamed them.
right? Woodard.
Woodard, yeah.
He like slid into home plate as Castillo was sliding, and then like their legs get tangled up, and then Castillo's like waiting for him to get out of the way. Castellanos, sorry.
Castellanos.
He's waiting for the pitcher to move so he can get up, but he doesn't. So then he gets up aggressive, and then
Flexes on him.
Exactly, and as you should.
But he didn't
sometimes,
say nothing disrespectful.
No, he didn't say anything. He just yelled. I think all he said was "Let's go."
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
I think what happened there was the tanglement at home plate, of course.
Yeah.
But the pitcher was kind of.
He was
I
late.
kinda
Why is
saw-
he throwing himself in there?
I did see that, but I did see that gesture. It's like, hey, are you okay? Like, kind of. So I think that's what they were looking at. It was kind of his, I guess, politeness or whatever you want to call
the
it.
other guy was like,
And
not
he had
having it,
Castellano
like,
like, you're flexing on him like.
Well, see,
yeah.
this is the thing
It fired
also.
up the team though.
Yeah.
Look how they're playing. They're playing dope as hell.
Yeah.
The Reds are playing really good. After that play happened, look how good they are.
yeah,
They're really good.
exactly.
So I think the Reds like needed that. And that's what we were talking about. We were talking about this
Spark.
guy, that spark that team needs.
Yep.
So he's that spark right now for them. If there needs to be another incident for the Reds to keep that momentum going. You know, I don't hope it doesn't happen against the Dodgers because we need Dodgers to win.
Even if the Dodgers, I don't think. I think the Dodgers are pooped. They're tired. They're exhausted.
That's
from-
always
from
kind of
this
been my
series.
thing. Like, there's a legit World Series hangover where you play so much longer than every other team, and you don't have as much rest as any other team. There's so many other teams. Every other team that didn't make the playoffs has at least an extra month of rest, where these guys get to lick their wounds.
your boy
and-
right there.
So does the
There he
losing
is.
team though. Is it because they're more hungry now? So the losing team, which is the Rays, because you remember in 2017 the Dodgers were in the World Series. They lost that World Series, but they made it again in 2018. Why don't they get that hangover? Is it because they feel like they're more hungry and they're like, I need to get that World
Talking about the
Series?
Rays?
No, yeah, I'm talking about the Rays this
Well,
year.
look
now.
who they're facing, though.
And they did get rid of Blake Snell, one of
Yeah,
their top
they-
pitchers. But look, even Tingler is taking them out early. He's pulling that what do you call it?
Well, it's
Kevin
'cause
Cash on them.
He's laboring though. He's already getting to 80 to 90 pitches by the 5th inning.
But he's always been that pitcher. He's
Eh,
never been that pitcher that's going to be 80
not his
pitches
Cy
in the
Young
seventh.
season.
Not his. Was he Cy Young?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we'll see.
his Cy Young season, he only had 1 start less than 6 innings.
I mean, like I said,
Sometimes that's what it takes, though,
sometimes
because you could have 3 earned runs in 5 innings. If you have 3 earned runs in 6 innings, that lowers your ERA a lot.
it does. It does.
You know, especially if you do it 30 times throughout the season.
Yeah. You guys ready to talk about this last guy? And he's a great outfielder. We've been seeing some good plays out there. Not this year, but in the years before, this guy has, went onto the gate with the Cardinals, and the ball wasn't even gone, and he jumped back into the field, and he missed that ball completely.
Tried to jump in
He,
there.
Yeah, right.
he held on to the fence and it dropped like 10 feet in front of him
I
twice.
think the Dodger bullpen was even laughing at him, like, "What are you
Oh,
doing?"
He
dude?"
laughed at himself.
He did.
Yeah.
He was a great hitter last year. And Marcell Ozuna, this guy he signed with the Braves again. I think the Braves were hoping for the DH to be in the National League. It didn't happen. So I guess, what do you think about him? Like, in 162 game pace, he's at 272 the way he's going. He only has 1 home run, 10 RBIs, and his batting average is way under the Mendoza line. And I wouldn't even say it just out of respect for the game, because come on, under the Mendoza
Where's it
line,
at?
if it's the 200 and it's under that, I don't need to mention it, right?
What's that?
So
That's
what
not
do
too
you-
bad, actually. If I'm looking at my players, I'm like, I
But
would,
what do you-
I would love that.
What do you
batting
think
average.
about this guy? Like, Will, you made the slide. Like, do you think this guy is worthy of trading or keeping him, or is he gonna maintain that, or is he gonna get better?
I never liked him. I've never wanted Marcell Ozuna on my team.
Yeah, me either.
He has power.
Yeah, he does.
He can hit 35, 40 home runs in a season, but that's really all he brings to the table. Last year was just incredible.
Yeah, it was.
He
It was
he
scary
bet, he
seeing
was
him
like
on the-
340
Yeah, I
at the
don't
end of the
think he can
season,
repeat
right?
that.
Hell no.
No.
He was
There's
scary
no
just
way.
looking at him though. Like,
But
going
see,
into
this is the
batting
thing
He
cage.
looked
also-
mean, huh?
Yeah,
He
he
looked
looked
mean.
like he was on it.
He didn't play the field at all last year.
No, he
A
did
couple
not.
games,
DH the whole time.
but this year he has to, because there is no DH in the National League. So he's using a lot of his energy out in the outfield. If he's running for a ball and then if he's hitting leadoff in the next inning, that's a lot of energy that he's going to be wasting out there.
Did he do that? Those errors with the Marlins?
One with the Braves.
Two with the Braves.
Was it 2 with the Braves?
2 with the Braves, 1 with the Cardinals, and I don't remember with the Marlins. I just remember
I
him.
don't know.
Have they ever not traded him, but like at least move him? Like
To
if
first
they're-
base or something like that.
Not necessarily
Like
first
how they
base,
tried with Peterson.
Yeah,
not necessarily first base, but
which is another guy that's stinking it up, man.
yeah,
I
yeah, that
dropped
guy.
him.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's hurt right now. He's got a
Yeah.
wrist injury.
Yeah.
But
Supposedly.
I think it's just they're giving him time to
To
Rather than sending him down to AAA and wasting one of his what do you call it? There's so many times that you can send a player down to AAA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think you can only send him like 3 times.
I'm not really sure.
I think you can only send a player down to AAA 3 times before you have to release them on waivers.
Oh. What?
oh,
Dang.
that's
So
a good
this-
stat. I need to pull that
Yeah,
up.
we
'Cause
need to-
I need to really
Fact check.
look that up.
Fact
Cat check. Hold it.
but what I was just trying to say is, like say there's a right-handed batter, and he plays left field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you move him to right field when there's a right-handed batter, and then move him to left field when there's a left-handed batter?
So
Like
you're
when
pulling the little league on him?
Yeah, definitely,
Dang.
definitely. Get him out of there. Why?
like when Machado ends up playing right field
Well,
and,
you know,
and
just-
gets a
just-
pop fly.
just play the shift. Just play the shift.
Yeah.
Shift him to the least possible position
Mess up that could be, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like when a right-handed right-handed batter comes up, he should be in left field, or
Right field.
right field,
Mhm.
and vice versa. When a left-hander comes, then he should be in left field.
Dang.
I feel like
If I was Marcelo soon, I'd be like, really? You going to do me like that?
yeah.
Well, I think they should. Well, that's Freddie Freeman with the
I think he
Braves.
should be also acknowledge that. how many times he's been on the blooper reels? You know what I mean? How many times? I think I would be okay with that. I'm getting older. I wouldn't mind when somebody will move me over to the side of the outfield.
Hey, so
I'll stand
look,
over here, guys. Stop.
Javi said that there's ain't angels in the outfield, so you're not gonna get any help out there, man. You're not gonna get the angel to like get on you and make you fly and catch the ball, like
it looks like angels in the outfield, but they drop them halfway through
you're
there.
You're not gonna be the Sandlot. Just put your glove up, close your eyes, and hopefully it doesn't hit you in the eye. It's the glove.
Oh my God, what happened?
It's not Benny. Like,
I know.
yeah.
Winkler happened.
So we're watching the Dodger game as we're recording.
It was 5-3, and then now it's 6-5.
The Reds are
Bottle
winning
cleared the
6-5.
bases, bro.
But I tell you,
Really?
Yeah.
That's my boy.
That's your boy.
I love first basemen, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Moustakas is back.
Moose. The Moose.
Probably happy about that, right,
Moose.
Polar Bear? Hey, man, I've been telling Polar Bear, like, throw him on your IL. Nothing. Hey, at least pick up another batter because you got an empty bench player. Nothing. Hey, you should pick up Corral. He's really good right now. Nothing. Dude, I was giving this guy gold. I told
most of the moves you see that I made, most of the moves I told him to do them first. I told him, hey, go after this guy. Go after this guy.
Honestly, on the Urias one, I did put him in at work, but I had rapid reception. I thought it was true.
Honestly, man, that's one of the things that I really love about Yahoo also is that there's a button at the top where it says start active players.
Oh,
you don't have to move every single player individually.
Oh, well, I might have to look at that feature because I'm just looking at like, all right, well, this guy's not playing. I'll move him manually. I don't be doing like
yeah, if you look at your stats like for the day, right under that, right above the catcher spot, it says start active players.
My
team,
start active player. Oh, I didn't see that feature.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
You could do that every day for your starting pitchers, for whatever. And if there's players that have the day off, it automatically moves them to the bench for you.
Wow.
Yahoo only. That's the thing that sucks about ESPN. That and among other things. There's a lot of things that I don't like.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there on YouTube Live. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. I'm playing Tony. This guy over here to my left.
Oh my God.
I'm playing on the Yahoo, and I'm up 140-76. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. My team sucks pretty bad right now, but I feel like I would be okay. I am sad.
So we talked about all the guys that were up and down, right? Or we missed one. Hopefully we didn't miss one. I think we talked about everybody. We reached everything that we talked about. We talked about the 5 good players and the 5 bad players. And we even gave you guys a player that you guys can go ahead and pick up. Is there anybody out there that you guys can think of? And this is coming off the top of your head. We don't have a computer. We don't have, all we have is our phones in front of us. But is there anybody out there that you feel that should get picked up? And it's like one of those players that's not really known out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, on top of your head that you guys can think of.
The only thing I can think of, like off the bat, it's probably the players that are going to be getting called up, like Mackenzie Gore. You probably won't find them. Maybe somebody's holding on to him, but maybe you would find them out there. Mackenzie
and you have
Gore,
the NA spot.
Witt,
he has the
Jr.
NA spot, right?
Yeah.
Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, but see, like not everybody has that position.
NA,
yeah, that
Yeah.
NA.
You guys didn't even know about it until I told you.
Exactly.
I didn't know
I
about it.
was so brand new to it.
Do you like it now though?
No, not really. I don't care.
Oh, one thing
Okay.
I will say, don't get your hopes up over Madison Bumgarner. That 7-inning no-hitter,
Oh, that's a good.
that
that's a really
7-inning
good
no-hitter was great for anyone that picked him up to stream him, but you're not going to see anything like that again. He's going to have an ERA over 5 by the end of the season.
Okay, let me ask you this though. Do you feel the same way about Johnny Cueto?
I like Cueto.
Mhm.
I think he's the guy that you can have on your team that you're probably going to get 10 points every week. But Bumgarner's the type of guy that I see is going to get you negative points most of the time.
Well, I mean, he's had the last 2 seasons were pretty bad.
Who, Bumgarner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last 2 seasons were pretty
That's
bad.
why I don't want
But
him.
I wouldn't go running towards the hills for him. I wouldn't go and drop like someone who probably like your Queedy. How do you say his name?
Urquidy.
Your Kitty with
I like
last
Urquidy.
word. Yeah, I would probably hold on to a player like that.
I
hold
would
on
if
to-
I had Bumgarner and Cueto was available, I would drop Bumgarner for Cueto.
Okay.
Hey, the Giants are in first place.
Hey,
Just
man.
putting it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually
first place.
for deep leagues, anything probably up more than like 14 teams. Mike Tuckman, they just got traded from the Yankees to the Giants. And do you know who Mike Tuckman is?
Nope.
No?
Talkman.
Talk.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what it is? I thought it was-
Tauchman, I
yes,
think.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
That guy's good, man.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. When was it? 2018, 2019, when Judge and Stanton were hurt like for the entire season, and Frazier and Talkman,
Talkman.
yeah, and Gardner were the
Yeah.
outfielders. He was really good.
And Hicks.
Huh?
And Hicks.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hicks. But now that he's going to be moving over to San Francisco, I feel like they're going to give him a lot more playing time. And I feel like for our World Podcast
League.
we should probably look into him.
The problem
Not
with our
not necessarily like pick him up right now. I'm just saying keep an eye on him.
So the
thing-
Giants just picked them up, right?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
and the
I
Giants
did see that.
are not
They're
necessarily
a scrappy team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got good
they
pieces.
contact.
Yeah.
They have really good contact. Nobody in that offense screams like great player to me, but a lot of the players that I look at
Posey.
But like really, what do you expect from him? 15, 20 home runs?
So Will, your mom said, hopefully that doesn't last. Yeah. Speaking, I don't have my Dodger hat on, so I can talk about the Giants a little bit, I guess. But I know I'm with you on that one. I hope the
Yeah.
Giants don't. I mean, the Dodgers haven't played the Giants yet. I don't think the Giants have played any team that's
They're in
worthy.
first.
They're in
They're
first
in
place.
first.
They're tied with
Wait.
the Dodgers.
How?
They've faced the Diamondbacks like twice,
They
two different
faced-
series.
They
okay.
faced the Marlins.
But the Diamondbacks have been decent too, man.
Eh.
They've been all right. It's just
Only
And
when
drop
Zach
Toronto
Gallen
if you don't
pitches.
think So.
I'm not gonna drop
I
Toronto.
thought so.
Well,
They
he's
had-
one of the ones that likes his hitting for me.
Yeah, he's
Just
really good.
because he's hitting doesn't mean
But
the Diamondbacks.
Peralta's always been really good.
He's
I-
always
I-
been good.
I feel like
He's a
always
good
been-
contact hitter.
Dude,
he
he
had
was-
that one season where he was just amazing and everyone
good.
wanted him. But ever since then, he's been
Dude, but
He's
see,
been okay.
I don't
Calhoun.
understand how
I like
I picked
Calhoun.
them up. I don't know how I picked them up in the fantasy. Like I saw him, I believe I didn't see him. I saw him late in the rounds. That was one of my later
Well,
rounds.
It's because he's not really. Nobody looks at him as like he doesn't have stats that scream. pick me
No,
up,
but
Right.
like coming from the West Coast, because I watch more Dodger games, I see what he produces
He's
and what he
good.
does. He's good.
I
He's a
like
good
him.
he
guy.
hits the ball.
What's his
He
name?
does.
That's what you have to do in this game, right? It's just
What's
you have
that-
to hit the
that
ball, and he
guy's
does
name?
that really well.
Yeah.
He just doesn't hit it very
He's the
hard.
outfielder from Arizona.
Who?
He's a veteran.
Marte,
Marte?
No.
Calhoun.
Calhoun. He used to be
Oh
with the
man, I
Angels.
like Calhoun.
Calhoun's so good. Man.
Yeah, he is good.
I feel
I
like
like
he-
how he did that headbutt to the ball in the double play.
He reminded me of
I know what you guys are talking. I know you guys seen that play
Yeah.
where he puts his head. But did he really put his head towards
Oh
him?
yeah,
You know?
for sure.
You think
Remember,
so?
He saw
he
it
did
coming.
it.
He's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he legit
trying
like
to
moved
score
his
a
head
goal.
in the way, man.
He was
You
trying to play
remember,
soccer.
You remember Charlie's dad used to do that all
Yeah,
the time?
He used to do that.
Yeah,
That's
we-
crazy.
Hey,
would
he's
be
like,
in
I got a
practice.
helmet. I'll be fine.
No, this guy would do it without it.
Oh hell no.
He was a,
Like
he,
Happy Gilmore style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Happy Gilmore.
definitely.
Ugh.
But he would do it with his head, like without a helmet on.
No, hell no.
But it's because he'll normally do it when we had him in a pickle.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh.
He would like not necessarily.
Well, in a
train
pickle,
us,
you're not
but
really throwing
we'll
it that
go
hard.
practice with him every now and then.
I
It-
haven't seen a good pickle, dude. And like,
That's
Josh
fun, huh?
Harrison. That's the last one that I saw, which was a few years ago.
I haven't seen one. And the last
That's
one
when
I
he was
saw,
with the Pirates.
Harrison. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a dope one. And he was safe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen a good pickle in a long time. And for those
don't
of you
even know
that
what you guys
don't
are
know
talking
what a
about.
pickle is,
Really? You haven't
No,
seen it?
I know what a pickle is, but
Yeah.
I
You
don't
haven't
remember
seen that one.
that play. No.
for those of you that don't know what a pickle is when you throw a ball, like you're caught in the middle of bases. Let's just say first and second, and you have the first baseman, second baseman
Castellanos at the wall.
throwing back and running back and forward and stuff like that. So yeah, we're watching the game as we're recording and
Taylor
live.
almost cracked
If you
it
guys
up.
have any questions, don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button. So the Dodgers are losing 6-5, which kind of sucks for us, but we're gonna
But like you
continue.
always say, they turn it around late in the innings, right?
late
So-
in the innings, yeah. And we need
Except
to
for
be
that.
positive.
Yeah, exactly. Positive.
Positive energy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm always positive.
Kelly Jensen's gonna get 3 Ks today, guys.
You know, look, I'm always positive. Dude.
Only if he has 6 innings.
he pitched yesterday. He gave it up, huh? So we probably won't see him today.
No,
Nah,
probably not.
No.
probably
And then
not.
David Price is on the IL.
Yeah.
So
And Kimbo, or what's his name?
Kimbo?
Uh,
Kimbo died, bro.
Kimbo's
Knable.
bro.
Knable.
Rest in peace.
Knable, man. Knable's out.
Canable.
Oh my God. So they have a lot of injuries.
They do have some new guys that they brought up from the minors.
Granderol, is he still on there?
Gratterall's
Gratterall?
still there.
Gonzalez.
Scott Alexander,
Okay.
Gonzalez,
All right, I'll give it to
Jimmy Nelson.
They're still waiting. They're still waiting
I know.
on Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly to come back.
Yeah.
They're still like. I mean, it's still a long season. It's a longer season than what it was last year. That's why these injuries are not super like one of those injuries where you're like, damn, he's out, and you start panicking. No, this is the third week, the fourth week of baseball. You notice these injuries, and yeah, you're like, okay,
Hey, but
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
yeah, and if you see a hurt player out there, go after them. Go after them. I actually picked up Bellinger in both my leagues, and at the time I probably paid not necessarily top dollar, but
Bring your mic closer.
Top dollar.
yeah, but I feel like I did a pretty decent trade. In my last one.
Yeah, but you didn't know that he was going to stay injured
No.
for that long.
No.
You thought he was coming back in like a couple days.
No, but the other trade I made, the second time I traded for Bellinger, I feel like it was a really good trade. Especially now that we're hearing news that he is actually going to be facing live batters.
Live
And-
pitching.
Live pitching.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Time to go home, guys.
It's Mimi's time.
But yeah, I'm the type of owner that I'm not afraid to go after players that are hurt or players
This
that,
early.
that are exactly right now. Right now, I would definitely be pulling the trigger on players that are either hurt or are struggling.
Like
You
Ketel
know.
Marte. I tried to get Ketel Marte in. I tried to get Ketel Marte in one of my leagues as he's hurt right now.
Yeah.
I offered, I think Conforto for him.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think so. I
and
wouldn't go.
he didn't go for it, but
No,
I wouldn't either.
but see, this is the thing. The only reason why I did that
No.
is because this guy has 7 injured players in his league
Ooh.
and only 3 IL spots. So there's 4 guys on his bench just taking up a spot.
Oh,
So I was
I know
like,
what you're talking about.
is Walter.
Yeah.
So
I know what
I
you're
so I
talking
was
about.
like, you know what? F it. I'm just gonna offer
Walter,
a
I'm gonna come at
decent
you
player
someone
for
else.
You want to
for
give him
Ketel
a shout out
Marte.
right quick?
He's not watching.
He
The guy's
better-
the guy's a hater.
Is he?
Uh,
Oh,
no,
man,
they're
he was
talking-
on this show.
They were
I
talking-
know.
He was on this
That guy's a
show.
hater.
He's
Oh,
butthurt
man.
because we didn't ask him to come back on.
He
Well,
got
we can
replaced.
we can have him back on. We can have him back on, and then you guys can go at it again. I think he was a little nervous. Everybody that we bring on, like I'm really happy and excited that they said yes. No one has said, the people that we've asked, they've all like said yes, and I'm really thankful for that. Like me and Will, Tony, like even Polar, like I know Polar's behind the scenes, but he's not scared to jump in, get on the mic, and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for everybody that actually has done that because it's not easy. It's not easy. I remember our first shows, Will, like when we were doing it ourselves, it wasn't easy. It was like hard to talk to the camera and have
Dude,
us
I
like-
was so serious
it's-
and so nervous.
Yeah.
We even talked about let's just have a conversation. Let's just have a
Yeah.
conversation. And I had that in my head before the camera turned on.
Yeah.
But then when the camera turned on, I'm like,
talk
well,
like
this guy
this.
is batting 356 with 7 home runs. You know, I was definitely a robot, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little more comfortable now. I'm showing a little bit more personality. Tony got enough personality for everybody over here.
Oh my
so.
god. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so Felix is asking when will be the next show? When will we have the next show? He has to go.
Well, I'm on vacation for the next week and a half, and I don't have to go to work.
Who was it?
I-
Felix.
All right, well, if Felix is leaving, I'm leaving.
So Felix, to answer your question, I know you have to go. I know you're in Indianapolis, so I believe we would have a show on Tuesday. We just been,
Normally Tuesdays. Yeah.
we have it
Today's-
Tuesdays and
Usually Saturdays.
So the problem right now is that we've been kind of off with work and some of us
time,
vacation
yeah,
time and stuff
yeah.
like that with COVID restrictions going down.
Yeah.
some of us are taking family leave and stuff like that. But if we commit to Saturday, can we commit to Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday's good.
Saturday, we'll go ahead and do it.
Let's set a time right now, so that way
Well,
at least he knows.
It's
too.
because sometimes my wife works on Saturdays, so I won't be available until like after 5.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We could do.
So we could. I mean, I don't know how your schedule is. But
You want to do?
Honestly, on Saturdays, the later the better. For, either the earlier, like early, or the later the better. So it's either like before my wife comes home from work or after she goes Mimi's.
yeah.
Mimi's time. We can do, if you guys are down, we could do 6 on Saturday. If
6
you
o'clock.
have, we can do it.
That's not too late for you, right? It's like
Yeah.
9,
That's a little early.
Oh, really? So
you guys mind doing 7?
We can do
7,
7.
8
So Felix, 7 in the afternoon on Saturday.
Saturdays.
And this time we will
Tuesdays.
bring out
7
slideshows.
West. What is this? Pacific time.
Pacific
That's at
time.
Western.
Pacific time, Central. What is that? 9 o'clock, and then Eastern time is 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, 7 o'clock Pacific, Central. It's 9, and then Eastern.
10
is
o'clock
10
Eastern.
o'clock.
Math is not my forte.
Yeah, I love math. No, I don't think anybody does. We hate problem solving.
To answer your question before you go, was it you that asked who to pick up right now, or was it Felix?
Go for it.
Okay, so one guy that I've been talking to Tony about, and I don't know if you've seen it in the text messages, but Nate Pearson. I really like Nate
you've been
Pearson.
high on
I've been
that, huh?
pushing him. I have him
Yeah.
in 2 leagues.
I
He's
mean,
been
I like
stashed
him.
on my IL. I've looked at his minor league numbers. He
Yeah.
had a really bad debut last season. He had like a 6 ERA or something. But looking at his previous numbers from the minor leagues, he had like a 2.30 ERA in 30 starts. So that's not sustainable in MLB coming from AAA to the bigs. But he could be really solid, and he's worth a flyer, you know?
Sweet.
Yeah.
So Nate Pearson, if you guys need a starting pitcher, I'm probably pretty sure that a lot of people don't really know about him, and he's most likely available in your league unless you're in a really deep league.
Yeah.
But even in our 16-team podcast league, he's available. So hopefully those guys aren't watching, so that way we can pick him up.
Too late. They picked them up now.
I already got him in our in Javi's league.
Okay.
I actually spent $1 on it. So
Oh, yeah?
that was one of my transactions that I spent $1
Damn,
on.
he
you
really
told
wants
me
to
earlier.
win.
Yeah.
He really wants to win.
I spent $2 so far.
Dude, this guy's team pitching staff on Javi's league. Jeez.
He's dope.
Yeah, we got to start trading some pieces away so we can make them less.
Yeah, y'all want to hear?
Yeah, go ahead and mention your starting rotation.
Yeah.
For your
All right.
what's the league called? Oh, damn, I can't even. think.
willpower.
Inglorious
For your willpower-
Bashers.
and Glorious Bashers. Will power. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun, dude. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not easy being off the show. Like, I love talking about baseball. I love when we get together. Like, that's my medicine. It's not easy not talking to people. So, like, I deal with a lot of bullshit in my head. So this for me is something really great. I honestly miss when we don't talk or we don't get on. It's like, damn, what do I do today? What do I do? And I get in my head, and that's not good. So right now that we committed to Saturday, I'm already looking forward to
Hype.
that, you know, and I'm like, hell yeah. So it's like, and you said that when you got here, you're like, when you moved to Pennsylvania, it was something like weird to you, right?
Yeah,
It
I
was-
mean, like I was telling you and your wife earlier, when I was here in California, I played softball. I played 2-3 times a week. I did tournaments. That was my like away from home and work time that I had just for me. When I moved to Pennsylvania, I bought a brand new bat. I had my glove already. I wanted to, you know, find a softball team to join, a slow pitch softball team to join, but it's just there's so many teams over there that are already just set that they're like, I'm sorry, we don't have enough room for any new players, but we'll let you know if we need a sub or something like that. Never got hit up.
yeah.
I even put my name on waiting lists at multiple parks, and it
Yeah.
it never happened.
Mm.
But honestly, man, like this podcast, we've been doing it for a little over a year now.
Is it a year? Not yet. The-
Yeah, because we
the-
started.
The season started in July, and that's when we started.
Oh, you're right. So
We're still
actually,
not there.
it's almost been a year.
So once we hit that first episode mark, we're gonna have to. That's
Hey,
when
so-
we should do the raffle.
Yeah.
We should do the raffle when we hit that year. when we hit that year and
The
we
1
hit
year
that,
anniversary.
and we hit that 200 mark, I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit it. We have to hit it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
I'm
have
sure.
to
I think
tell
we're at,
people.
I think we're at
I'm gonna tell
197.
my mom this weekend.
Yeah, we're at,
Seriously though.
oh, we're at 197. We just got another one.
Boom.
So
Mom,
that's
thank
let's drop the mic. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. Like I said, it's something that I'm happy that we're doing. It's not something easy. Like we, I just discussed it earlier. Tony, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I guess so. I try not to think about like
All that stuff.
the people over there and stuff, and how they perceive me.
Honestly, though,
No, it's
like
not. It's not that. It's just it's we've had a tough year being locked down.
Yes.
And we had I mean, I'm not gonna put my business out there, but some of us have had like really hard time like going through that. And there's people out there that's been going through hard things
in worse situations.
worse
than we are, yeah.
situations that we are. So and that's what I'm saying. Like sanity, is hard to find, and this is one of my sanity. This is one of my, what do you call it?
a vice,
Yeah, like it's
like an
just,
outlet.
It's an outlet.
Like some
exactly.
people have the gym, some people have sports, extracurricular. Yeah, that too.
The mic, the mic. Yeah, so
Tony's
it's like,
obsession with long black things.
Never thought about it that way.
Oh man, yeah. So it's really cool. Like we're doing it, and hopefully we continue to do it, and we're getting subscribers and all that stuff. So
Ooh.
yeah. Any other stuff do you guys want to mention before we go ahead and log off? Because I know we've mentioned a lot of things. We talked about the Padres. We gave the top 5 players, fantasy players for week 3. We gave the worst 5 players of week 3. We're moving on to week 4, which we are now. And Saturday we'll probably have a conversation more of who's like gonna be the 2-start players for the following week 5. I think that's a good topic to get into. That way,
Or drop players that you should probably be dropping.
yeah.
too.
So
'Cause
that Saturday,
Tristan
that
Hero has been on my list forever.
so that and I wanted to trade you for him. Remember?
You
And-
did?
yeah, and you like declined it right away.
I think it was like before the
It
season
was like
started.
first week. It
Yeah.
was the first week.
Yeah. I think I had to give.
But
him a
now
chance.
it's yeah,
Oh, of
and
course,
now you're just like,
now I'm not gonna get nothing.
and
for
I'm
him.
not gonna trade you anything. I was
Yeah.
gonna trade you Peralta for him.
Nah.
No, I
Or
wasn't.
if- if-
No, I wasn't.
I probably wouldn't have picked him.
For people that are watching or listening, if there's any topics that you guys want us to talk about, just send us an email, realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com. Put it in the comments here. Send us a DM on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. You can find us anywhere pretty much, Real Talk Baseball, except for Facebook. But
Yeah, we got kicked out of Facebook because
twice.
no, more than twice. I tried to log in.
Oh,
too,
3
and-
times.
And
3
it's
times.
like, oh man. But the Twitter account, we're growing. We're at 6.
Yeah, I think so. I'll ask my mom and we'll get to 7.
You're gonna create an account for her or what?
Yeah,
Sweet. Yeah, dude. We even have a email. You can reach us at realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com. I know for sure we have the Spotify, but we haven't been uploading any episodes because we've been going live all the time since, I believe, for the past 2 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
it's
been
been
going
fun,
live.
man.
And they're really long episodes.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
because of the time limit on Spotify, it's not like we can just upload every single one.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it is. We're gonna record some videos, but I think the interaction that we have with our fans, and it's not a great following, but we're trying to get there.
We'll get there.
I think it's better that way. You ask the question, we answer it live and raw and ready to go. Just so you can see and have our base and test our baseball knowledge. Like I think that we're ready for all that. Will, it's always up on beat and everything fantasy just as well as Tony. If you guys ask me, I remember stuff from back then and even now, like I try to, chime in on things. But I think we have a good combo here. And yeah, like Will said, if we can go ahead and get questions or anything that would
Topics,
that
yeah.
can
Topics
improve-
that you guys want us
Exactly.
to talk about.
exactly.
Anything that you guys want to hear, even if it's not fantasy baseball related.
Yeah.
If there's something that you guys want to talk about that you've talked about with your friends, or
Or just baseball related. Like
yeah,
whatever's going
just-
on. Like
Anything you guys want to talk about?
Or if you want to jump on the show, that's another option. We can
Yeah,
probably
why not?
like talk about it and you could be on phone call. You can
We
whatever
had
it is.
Jasper. We had Jasper.
We had
on.
Jasper
That was
on.
a lot of
Jasper
fun,
on.
too.
We had Matty
Jasper-
Tice.
Matty Tice, he came on Matty Tice was one of the
We
first.
need to get that guy back on the show
Yeah, we
now
should.
that the Padres and the Dodgers are having a little bit of more of a rivalry. Because you weren't with us when we
Yeah.
had Matty Tice on the show.
Matty
so.
Tice. So Matty
Yeah.
Tice is a guy that has, I don't remember the name of the skate. It's a little skate
The
that
free skate.
free skate that you put on your foot.
So
Like,
it's
he's
like a
professional, dude.
it's like a tiny like miniature skateboard.
Yeah.
It has like the
Oh,
grip
yeah,
tape
yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
and then he just steps on it, and then he'll just like roll through the streets or whatever.
He made a video on, you know how they had the dog face where he's drinking the cranberry juice, and then it has Fleet
The Fleetwood Mac song.
Fleetwood Mac
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So he made that, and then there was like a pole, and he hit it. Like he
Yeah,
hit it
yeah.
at the end of the video.
But
which
on
was so
on the
fun.
pole it says Dodgers. and
Yeah.
He's wearing a Padres
Yeah.
jersey.
So that was really like that. Will like commented, and he like responded to him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
that's pretty dope.
surprised, man. You get surprised by the people that reach out to you, social
Yeah.
media and stuff like that. Hey, some of the best things to do is just to say hello to someone, and you'll be surprised.
You make their day.
Hey,
Yeah.
those 5 followers, 6 followers I have on Twitter, I feel like 2 of them are like kind of well-known names,
Really?
Yeah. Well, Dodger Nation.
Oh, Dodger
really?
Nation.
Yeah, he follows
They follow
us.
us on Instagram also.
Oh yeah, see, look, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
At
and he
least-
has a
at least
good
to me.
following. He has a good
Yeah,
following.
and he's got some great knowledge
Yeah,
too, man.
he has. We can look. I think we need to have some of those guys on our show. We need to try to see if we can
Try.
put them on here.
He'll
Yeah.
be like so rugged.
I'll be like, hey, sabes qué?
We'll
Will
understand us too.
Will starts talking Spanish too. I'm like, oh, what the hell, Will? You
After
dope.
10 tacos, he'll start speaking Spanish.
Bro, that's from living in Southern California for 36 years.
36 years. Dang, man. Oh shit, 36 years. Yeah, because the other 2, you went over there to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I'm about to be 38 in June.
June.
I'm an old fart.
Nah, man, we're still young. We're in our 30s. So yeah, if
He's all like, we're in our 30s.
yeah,
I don't feel
Lower.
like I'm in my 30s, man. My body feels like I'm 50 already.
damn.
It's all those wrestling injuries and stupid shit I used to do back in the day, jumping off the trampoline onto the concrete and shit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, that's why you
Wow.
moved over to Pennsylvania.
Who? Who? Someone's talking. Okay. So
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
if there's nothing else to
I told
say,
you.
you guys set your P's. You're good. We're
Yeah,
good,
man.
good to sign out. All right. Yeah, I guess Scuba. Oh, that's your brother. Scuba, if you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button, we'll
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And you will be entered into our
$50.
$50 giveaway. And we're not lying. Everybody that subscribes gets in there, and we'll go ahead and post the I guess we're gonna go ahead and post it on Instagram.
Yeah, and then we
The
can have like
details.
a raffle. A
And
live
we're gonna have
raffle or
the
something
live
like that.
raffle.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
cool.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys, before we log off, you guys want to say something?
Mhm.
No?
No,
Okay, well,
good.
I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Willpower and Tony Snap. Real Talk Baseball. Signing out.
Deuces.
Huh? No, you gotta hit the end.
That was fun.
Yeah, let me go ahead and log out. Sorry.
Ooh, I've had to pee for like an hour, dog.
Oh my god, really?
How long have you been? Hey, Carlos, you weren't lying. It's getting
It's 10
hot.
o'clock, so almost 2 hours. I think we started like 5 minutes late.
Oh, on that screen.